is Sam Riegel on that table.
How's it going, everybody? I'm so glad. Cold open on This Was Sam Riegel on that table. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the HR Office. I forgot what show this was for a moment. But the HR Office podcast live here on twitch.tv/Hardest Reset Live. As always, I'm your host, Greg. I'm joined here by the meme lord, May. Say hello.
Hello.
And joined here by the Waba lord, Mira. Say hello.
Bomb.
And we are here. We are
Speaking
queer.
Of bomb, Waba is bomb. Don't judge
We're
me.
here. We are queer. We do not have the beer, but that's okay. We have the
Why
beer.
is nobody hitting it up
We
then?
do. Wow. Why is nobody hitting up the Waba?
Yeah.
But we got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot. We're gonna talk the proposal story. Finally, give everyone the detail of how that went down, the other ideas that I had, etc. Mira and I saw Motion City soundtrack a while back. We got to deal with the MCR ticket fiasco. Interspecies Reviewers is too spicy for all television. Onision is the R. Kelly of YouTube. Amber Heard is a cunt. Blizzard keeps fucking up, and they really fucked up with the Warcraft 3 Reforged shit. Mira's gonna have to leave the table when May talks about Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. We have new stuff for Final Fantasy 7 that we're hyped about. We've got memes. Mira and I are gonna chat spoilers about Witcher at the end. We got a lot of stuff. It's gonna be really cool. Hype up homebrewers and so much more. But before we get into any of that, I haven't been able to say this in a while.
I can't read what the video says because Trinket's in the way.
But before we get into all that,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
let's start with the opening meme. Wait, no. That's the wrong... It's on the wrong tab! Oh, man, I ruined one of the jokes. They don't know what it is, though, but it's pretty great. But we are going to, as I fix this right now, we are... Oh, because that's why that happened. Okay, we are going to get started with the opening fucking meme.
Baja Blast.
This girl hits a fucking sweet note.
Baja
I like her hair.
Some sick hair, right?
Why is there a vigil for Taco Bell?
That's the first question that I got.
Did it ever say?
No, it doesn't explain. I got
video
this.
just has her
I just
saying
got
Baja
this from
Blast.
Colin because the post said when they asked what you want to drink at Taco Bell, and it's like Baja Blast.
Isn't
Absolutely.
it because like there's a version of Baja Blast that's now available or something? There's like a Diet Baja Blast.
Yes, there's Diet Baja Blast, so I can have Baja Blast now, and I'm so fucking happy.
I've never had Baja Blast.
It's good. I like me some Baja Blast. But let's also talk about.
Pretty good, actually.
Let's talk about how good that fucking high note was. May, how impressed are you by that high note?
Those are actually pretty good.
That's a damn good high
I
note.
like her hair.
Her hair's pretty great. Mira, what do you think about that high note?
I wonder if she had any warm up before she hit that.
I don't know, but
Like, would she go in the bathroom and just
maybe.
sing to
I don't
herself,
know.
Baja Blast?
Well, I'll tell you who didn't have any warm-ups,
Why
though.
are people putting butter in coffee? That sounds nasty.
I don't know.
I don't want to know why.
I don't want to know why
They follow
either.
The, who was that chick on Food Network that put butter in everything?
Racist Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. That's
Yeah.
They're following the Paula Dean approach.
The
Just
Paula
put
Dean of
just put butter in everything.
everything and everything.
And a load of butter.
Oh, yeah, you showed the stuff.
I showed this earlier. This is
Tea thick.
it's a great.
Oh, you didn't see this earlier?
It's
okay.
It's a
I
cool.
don't think so.
Okay, well,
It
you're
is
going to see it now.
such a great
It's on
video.
TikTok.
Yeah, it's one of the only good things to come to TikTok. I'm not even gonna.
I've shown you a good video.
Oh.
Is it gonna?
No, I'm okay. I have it paused. I'm just trying to swap over.
Is
Okay.
Gonna play?
Well, let's talk about some thick boys.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn, boy.
Oh my god.
Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy. Damn.
Whoa.
that's a thick boy, ain't he?
Felt emo again, might delete.
I have no idea what that is.
It's that 2-minute 45.
I don't want a
video.
chance there being any copyrighted music
10
on
albums to listen to if you love My Chemical Romance, guys.
This settles it. We need Robin at all of our job interviews.
it. Oh no. So,
I gotta look for that one.
May, how thick is that boy?
He needs to go on a diet.
He-
He's pretty chunky.
He a thick
We
boy.
need to go to a vet.
Yeah, he
You
needs
know
to go
what?
to the
See
vet.
Special
that picture of that fat cat where they said, yes, he's on a diet. No, it's not working very well. That
Oh,
fat cat-
yeah!
Fred? Is that his name?
Fred, yeah, Fred the cat,
I think
yeah.
of him.
What about the cat that's like very slowly losing weight?
Oh, Cinderblock.
Cinderblock.
Yeah.
What?
A while ago on the
There's a heckin'
podcast,
chunker that's on a diet now and like doing exercise. And he's
Roby gave
slowly
me an
losing
update
weight.
that Cinderblock's lost a pound. which is good.
Good.
Cinderblock was, remember the video of the cat that was sitting next to the treadmill and just going, meow?
With
you
the
know?
one paw.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
that cat is
We'll have to show
Cinderblock.
her
We'll have to
that
show you afterwards, but that
Oh.
cat is Cinderblock.
It's like, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, you working out? Good girl. I'm so happy. Talk about needing warm-ups. Talk about thick boys. We need to talk about someone that needs to work on their Twitter game, and that is Metal Band Corn. Mira showed this to me,
It
and
just happened to be on my feet.
she just happened to be on her feet. So if I was a vegetable, I would be a carrot. Wait, no.
It's the band.
The
Corn.
band's name is Corn.
Wouldn't they say corn then?
That's the
the
thing.
point.
That's why they said, wait, no.
That's why they're like, wait.
They replied to the tweet like, wait, no.
That's how I was like,
Yeah, but
would
they're
be a
called.
carrot.
If I were a vegetable, I would be a carrot. Wait, no.
wait, I thought carrots were vegetables.
They are, but the
But-
band's
okay.
name is Corn.
Okay, the joke is the band is
No,
named
I got
Corn.
it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So
they
they would be saying, I would be
Oh,
corn.
I was for a second I was confused. I'm like, wait, carrots
Wait,
are
no.
vegetables.
Wait, no.
Oh.
Someone who's running the Corn Twitter feed
It's that regret after
really
they post
fucked
the tweet.
up. Wait,
They're
no.
like, oh no,
Wait, no. I'm so glad. God bless whoever captured that tweet. That's a fucking beautiful tweet. Oh man.
Wait, no.
At
Corn.
Corn. Wait, no.
Corn at Corn.
Yeah.
be a
I
carrot.
wish you could see the replies to this tweet of like people going, wait a minute, like trying to connect the dots of what the fuck
And
happened.
then there's that smartass that's like, you missed the opportunity to say you would be corn.
Yeah, hey Corn. You missed the opportunity to say you're
You
Corn.
had one job.
You had one fucking job. All right, let's jump into some stories and some chats and stuff like that. We mentioned it on the last podcast, but Mira show that motherfucking ring again. I liked something, so I put a ring on it. It was actually like a.
Oh my god.
I hate that. I hate saying that.
Oh, I like that song.
No, I said I hate
Oh.
using that phrase.
Oh, okay.
For people that get engaged.
Yeah,
I like
I-
it, so I put a ring on it.
Well, would
Yeah.
you rather say something? Say something.
I've done phonics work for me.
Done phonics works for me.
Would you rather someone say, "If you were a Pokemon, I'd choose you"?
Oh,
'Cause
both of
you
those.
think that's cringy?
Oh, both of those are pretty cringe. But no,
I prefer I decided to get a player too.
that's kind of cute. Still corny,
Because that's just co-op.
but kind of cute. Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
true.
call him my sidekick.
Nice, because you're the star of the show. That's
'Cause
perfect.
I'm the main superhero.
You are the main super. I mean, have you seen you? You're like, yeah, every day.
You're like, hi me, it's me.
Well, I love me. I know me so well.
I know
Thanks
me
for
so
the
well.
birthday
Forget
present,
you.
me.
Thanks, me. I love me.
Thanks for the birthday present.
Thank you, me.
It's like the JonTron video. I'll never forget you.
Me.
Looking at the locket.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Oh yeah, from
Yeah.
Titanic.
Beautiful. But yeah, got engaged. That was fucking terrifying.
It's been almost a month now.
Yeah. Fuck, it's already almost been a month.
By the time this comes out tomorrow,
It will
the
have been a
following
month.
day will be a month.
Wow, that's crazy. Just some little fun facts and fun bits of trivia. So, May, Mira apparently, now in hindsight, you kind of said, okay, that's how I knew something was up. Because you said that when May walked up to me freaking out when we were supposed to break off, you were like, wait, what's going on?
What? I don't remember that.
So
You
you
came up
guys
to-
were late meeting up with me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you were
Came
walking
up
up
to
to me
him
like,
and
I'm so sorry, I'm so
You're
sorry.
like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And making motions.
And I'm like telling you,
Like,
just don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about
Because
it.
I got caught up going outside
Yeah.
for cosplayers.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm trying to tell her, it's okay. She's like, we're fucking here.
I was like looking at him. I was like, is she
we originally
okay?
were going to do like a full ass fucking ribbon game for it, which then turned into like having a couple other people just kind of having you answer questions and having you do a final task. We also originally were going to do it at the ribbon trading station originally, and then it would lead us to split up, and then I would split up outside and like, hey, we got one more part of the challenge, and that would be the proposal. Grammy, Megan, and Darren were supposed to be very inconspicuous, and they didn't fucking do that at all.
But like I said before, the big tipping point was when Chrissy went by herself.
Yeah.
And took me away.
Yeah, I thought at least
She and I never hang out.
I thought
separate,
Suya was.
like-
I thought Suya was gonna go as well.
No, That doesn't seem like it, though.
I remember, so you had... So
well,
there's...
like with me, it's like Chrissy never usually just goes with me by
Yeah.
herself. Usually someone is with her.
There's usually
so when
someone
it was just
else, yeah.
one-on-one, I was just like, this is really different.
Then
This
again,
doesn't usually happen.
I've known her for so long. I'm so used to that now when she just goes with
Yeah,
me.
it's kind of
it's
out of
just
the
me and
ordinary
her.
for
That's why.
Well, that's your waifu.
Mira, yeah.
That's why I was like, oh,
You guys
that's
have known
fucking
each other way
weird.
longer, so that makes
Usually
sense.
with me, it's like, if she's with me, usually like Suya or Brad is with her too, but like, it was just us, and I was just like,
Part of that's
really
on me.
out of character.
Part of that's on me, mainly because I specifically said Chrissy's gonna be one that pulls you away. I should have said Chrissy takes someone with you, so it's not as inconspicuous. But God, what else was I saying? So when we were getting everybody gathered, Grammy, Megan, and Darren were all on the other side of the convention center, which is why Chrissy had to prolong you for so long.
I remember that in the video, because you're
And
like,
I'm
I
like,
gotta go find
I
them.
gotta go find them, and I walk out, and I'm trying to do the phone call and shit like that, and I'm like, where are you guys at? It's like, we're looking at the car lots. I was all, you're on the wrong side. I'm like, we're on a hurry, and they rushed over.
You're in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, you're like, they had to rush over. Of course, with Grammy being Grammy, you kind of have to rush her at her own pace. But and they were supposed to be all inconspicuous, and they went immediately, like, stood out. I'm like, oh my fucking God, you gotta be kidding me. There was a moment earlier in that day, so we all kind of went to go use the restrooms, and when I came back, it was when we first ran into Dan. And you were in the restroom for a little bit. I think there was like a line. I was like, oh, thank God. So I walked back, and I was messaging the group, and I walked back, and Dan's kind of like...
That had to have been an Artist Alley then.
Yeah.
There was a line for the girls' room.
Dan was just like, you hanging in there? And I'm just like, man, I'm fucking terrified. And we were just chatting about it for a little bit, and apparently, I guess I forgot to put Megan and Aldrin in the fucking chat. I swore I did. Like, oh, we didn't find out till now, but yeah, we'll be there. I'm just like, I thought you guys were in the group chat the whole fucking time. Nope. That was oversight on my part. I was like, well, fuck, okay.
To be fair, there were a lot of people in that chat.
There was a lot. There was
There were a few that couldn't make it.
Yeah. There was a lot. There's just a lot going on. Di felt bad because Long Beach Comic Con was that same day, and Matt was doing the cosplay contest that day. She thought it was on Sunday.
Honestly, go support your boyfriend.
Honestly, he worked
really hard.
months and had so little sleep that that support. I told her, don't even worry about it, we'll see you Sunday, which we did.
I was gonna say she met us up the next day.
Yeah, we saw her on Sunday, and you got that little palpu fruit cake, which was really
so cute.
It was really nice.
So
yeah, that was some damn good chocolate cake. May can attest to the fact that I was... You had known that I was going to propose to her since a little after Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. Because I remember I walked into your room one night, and I'm like, I think I'm going to propose to her at ALA. And you're just like, hey, you're positive about this. I'm like, yes, I am very positive about this.
Yeah, because this thing is no joke.
It's no joke, like
It's not something
McFlurries.
you shouldn't take lightly.
It's like a McFlurry. It's no joke.
It's no joke, like a McFlurry, yeah. But, yeah, May was the one that knew the longest. The last time the crew was here for Homebrewers is when Chrissy, Brad, and Suya found out. And then it wasn't until I kind of got a read as to who all was available after the holidays is when I set up the group. And remember the one night
now, how long did your family know?
Beginning in January.
Okay.
The thing with them is I had to reaffirm so the one night that I ended up going, I was like a weekend before ALA, when I dropped off all the Christmas stuff at my parents' house, and I was chatting with Dad for a while, I had to like reiterate, even though they never said anything, I had to reiterate, I'm like, there's no surprises. We're not doing this because something may have happened. No, it's just I was trying to get a read as to who all will be available and get things taken care of, and I want to let you guys know because I didn't want to waste anybody's time. And he goes, oh, no, it's good, it's fine. But like in the back of my head, I'm like, but is it though? Like, is it fine? Like, I want to reiterate, there's no surprises. We don't have something happening. This is not a shotgun thing. I've been working on this for a while. And now that I've got details solidified, I'm letting you guys know. And then the Facebook Live ended up not working at all anyway. But
because the internet was shit there.
We were right in a fucking dead zone at the convention center. But it was wild. Yeah, May got to bear witness to my fucking massive panic attacks and shit while getting ready for that. And the whole ring incident with that Walmart ring coming the same day Romano had sent her holiday package to us. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to be able to pass this off? I was freaking the fuck out. That ring wasn't even supposed to show up until the Tuesday after because they had fucked up the date it was supposed to be there.
You managed to fool me though, because you were just like, "Oh yeah, I accidentally bought this for cosplay reasons."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because you made a comment, it's like, "Wow, we actually have like similar ring sizes."
yeah.
So you managed to
This
fool
is
me.
also part of the reason why I was just like, she can't come with me to do the ring thing because I'm like, this is for her. She has no idea. But it was really nice. The rest of that night was just like you had said in your post. It was a blur. I don't remember the rest of that night. It was a long ass night. It was good.
We had food at dinner.
We had food. We waited like an hour and a half for our food to
got
show
the
up. I waited an hour and a half for my beer. That was not good.
But we got the real Denny's hours.
We did get the real Denny's Hours ribbon, which was a goal of mine. It was really nice. Let's see. I'm just kind of going through some of these topics. On that note of things that have happened to us, you got to cross something off your bucket list. You got to go see Motion City Soundtrack. We both went to that show. Fun show. It was really good. They had a killer set list. They busted out all the old hits and jams. We had some interesting opening bands. That first opening band I'm still processing.
I don't think there is a way to process it.
There's nothing that can process them.
What was the name?
Don't Stop or We'll Die.
Don't Stop Us or We'll Die or
Don't
something
Stop
like
Don't Stop or We'll Die or something like that. They were a band. They were some British dude afterwards was
that.
like,
You had to look it up and be like, what is this band?
I'm like, what are they on about? I'm like, oh, they're a comedy band, duh.
Because we were just like, what the fuck are these songs?
Fuck is going on? They're a comedy group, which is apparently got the drummer from Motion City in it. So I'm like, oh, well, that explains it. And then Mom Jeans, they were a fun fucking band. They had some taste jams. They were fun.
I will say this though, it's a tie between who was the most hype in that group. It was the dude that introduced the band.
Oh
Or
yeah.
the guitarist that kept like moving around.
Oh, the guitarist was doing the pop punk guitar
can't-
spins and shit.
I can't tell who was the most hype out of the two.
That was fun. They were good. And
We
then
originally thought there was a dude in the band, and it just turned.
and he
out to
just
be a
walked
hype
away.
man.
I was like, what the fuck? Oh, he's their manager and merch guy, which is pretty cool. And then Motion City, they killed it. What did you think of their set?
So good.
It was good. We got 8 Commit This to Memory songs.
I think
I want to say we got 8 Commit This
So
to Memory
good.
songs, which was great.
that crowd was so hyped.
Yeah, that was fun. Everyone was going hype on that balcony too.
I know.
That was cool. I that's why I love shows.
The thing that surprised me the most were the few like older people. in
That
the
old
crowd.
couple in front of us
Yeah,
that
they
were
were
just
fucking
fucking
jamming.
jamming. They had so much
I was
fun.
not ready
That
for
was
that.
I love when I see that. I love when I see that, and I love when people take their kids to shows. You see them like on the shoulders with like the
Yeah.
headphones on and stuff. I'd see it at like Warped Tour and shit, which is always fun.
Or like the one dude that just kind of like went over to you towards the end.
Yeah.
Like, get fucked up and died.
Yeah.
You guys were just like
Losing it. Yeah, that was fun. I love
losing it
shows.
together. I was
I
just
love
like,
I
dude.
love that shit. That's why I love concerts. And we're also gonna be able to cross another thing off of our list because we got in to go see My Chemical Romance on Tuesday, the 13th of October, if I remember correctly. I'm checking the date right now.
It's either the 13th or the 14th.
It's one. Well, they added so many other fucking shows. I'm checking it right now. Don't worry, May. We're gonna get to some topics that you're familiar with in a moment. I wanted to kind of get these done. So it was a struggle to get those tickets, and it was really shitty. Okay, here's how we're gonna involve you, Matt. So we're gonna play a quick game. It's called "Does This Make Any Fucking Sense to You?"
No.
Thank you. There we go. We did it. No, so Ticketmaster was the one that did the tickets for the My Chem show.
I was reading about that.
And they did what was called
Dynamic pricing.
dynamic pricing.
I heard a thing. Someone said they were selling really good tickets for $7,000 in one.
Yeah. So, does it make sense to change the ticket prices according to demand? Like, okay, say for example,
To break this down,
yeah,
the more demand there is for a ticket, the higher
the price
will
went
get
up.
jacked
Yeah.
up.
So, say for example, when you went and bought the tickets for Miku Expo, which we're going to in April. Say as you were getting those tickets, because there was a bunch of demand for that show, you clicked on a ticket that was like $60 per ticket. The next person, because the demand is up, clicks that same row and now has to pay $100 for the ticket. Does that make any fucking sense to you?
No, it should be 60 for everybody.
Yeah, and
Unless you're buying a seat that's a lot closer.
Someone put out what the actual pricing chart was supposed to be, and the most expensive ticket was only supposed to be the $250 ticket front and center on the floor. But which that makes sense given
how close you are
how close you're going to be to the group. But and Ticketmaster also had this really shitty fucking thing that it did where it also included what was called the premium prices for the tickets, where the premium prices are like the premium resell. So like, there's a ticket up in the nosebleeds for like $400, but I check that thing, I uncheck it, and the ticket is actually like $100. Or one like where we're up at the very top in the back, it was like $60 before fees and shit. But it's like
which I almost missed that.
You almost missed those. But the thing is like, with that dynamic pricing and with the way that they did that, someone else said this on one of the comments on one of the AP articles that was shared, that we could have bought tickets at the same time, same area, and paid completely different prices for it. I could have been early in the queue and get the ticket for $60, and the person behind me would have to pay $130 for that same ticket. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
I have to break down how this whole thing went, because this was like, we were incredibly lucky.
We were the luckiest of the lucky.
Like,
so go ahead and break it down.
I know some people are like, you lucky bitch, and I'm like, no, we literally... So what it was is we were both in the queue. You were at work on your phone.
I was on work on my phone. It was a Friday, so I was able to...
The app apparently was shit.
The app, I couldn't be in two queues at the same time. It was horrible.
So they had opened up the first queue. We were both in the first queue.
Mm-hmm.
You had already like gotten towards the front of the queue, and I was still in the middle. So I'm just sitting there like, you're gonna get these before I do. And so you got through, and you said the app is being shit on your phone.
I couldn't select tickets. Yeah, I would find tickets, and it'd say, sorry, another fan beat you out on these tickets.
And then about like, I think it was a little over halfway, it gave me a notification at the bottom. It said, oh, they've added another show for the following day.
Yeah.
Here's a queue that's opening up for that show. So I hopped into that one because I was just wanting to see prices and shit.
Yeah.
Because originally we weren't really gonna go. We were
looking at a morbid curiosity
because we couldn't see the prices until we got in.
Yeah.
So I jumped.
And Romano was saying that StubHub was saying it was like minimum $200 to $400 per ticket. I'm like, oh.
And that was like a day or two before the official.
That was before the official release. I was like, oh, is that like VIP pre-sale? And I wasn't trusting those actual prices, and part of it was true. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I get into that queue. I go through super quick at that queue. And originally the one that I was seeing, the cheapest one, was like $109.
It's like $109, $110, yeah.
So I was just like, do we want to? It's just barely over $100. Is this okay?
I kind of
and
went,
like,
no,
we can't.
Yeah,
like,
that's
okay.
a little too much.
So I jumped out of that queue. Something was bugging me, and I decided, just out of morbid curiosity, to jump back into that queue.
Yeah.
I made it to the front in like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I looked at the slider prices, and I was just like, let me just play around with the slider. Maybe I'm missing something. And I found the $60 seats, and I was just like, oh, there are cheaper seats.
Yeah.
Click.
$50 cheaper than the next price up, yeah.
After like, I think a few minutes of trying to click for the seats and everything, I finally got the screen that's like, enter in your payment information. I'm just like, oh.
You were like, babe, are we doing this? Are we doing this? And we did. We got super lucky.
Barely managed to, because
we barely did. We almost lost some.
Because I was sitting there like, hey, send me your card information in case I get
through. The card was
incorrect.
Yeah, I was stressing out so much.
I had like about 30 seconds left to click the payment.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we almost didn't get to go, but I had to play around with the slider.
Yeah.
And I jumped back into the queue. That just shows how lucky we ended up getting.
That was super lucky.
Because
I'll hear that wind.
Because not everybody got that lucky, and I was not counting on it.
And I'm gonna say, people have been bitching at Ticketmaster about it. I'm gonna switch it back to the three of us now. People have been bitching at Ticketmaster, justifiably so, because that was really shitty. Everyone, a lot of people were like, why didn't like Axis do it or something like that? Like they would just sell the tickets as they are.
And it sucks because the downside is online you can't tell the difference between a scalper and someone like legit buying a group of tickets for like friends and shit.
Yeah.
Because like MCR is a really influential band for
everyone was losing their shit. Those tickets went fast. Yeah.
So it's just sitting there like, well, this might be a once in a lifetime thing. Let's get a whole group of our friends together.
Yeah.
We'll all go in on some tickets, and I'll buy it because maybe they're not at work.
That's what we ended up doing because it was you, me, and my dad going.
So it was just like, how can you differentiate between a scalper online and someone that's
legitimate,
maybe legit getting a group of tickets for their friends?
It's hard. It
sucks.
It's difficult to figure out.
TLDR, scalpers are shit.
What's that?
I did that for Miku Expo.
Yeah, you went in on those tickets and you got them for the 4
tickets.
And we get to go to... God, this is a year of concerts for me.
You're usually the one that's jumping in and getting group tickets for stuff.
You usually just do groups whenever we have anyone.
Yeah, I tend to take the reins to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you got it for Avengers, you got it for My Hero.
Yeah.
The first
It's
movie.
like, if I don't do it, guess what? We're all going to be wondering, who's going to do it? And then it'd be too late.
We all want to sit together.
Yeah.
It would be too late. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
I'll take the reins. I'll be the leader on ticket buying.
I'm the leader. I'm the one that'll buy all the tickets.
That's what I did
bought
for
all the tickets.
Miku. I actually
Right,
bought it
yeah.
at work. I mean, there was pre-sale beforehand. Someone had a password to get in, and I used it. But I didn't buy it because I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll be okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
'Cause I hadn't gotten paid yet, so I didn't want to buy tickets.
I get you.
So I said, I'll just take a chance tomorrow. And then when
Makes
I got
sense.
on tomorrow, it was fine. It was still the same exact seats, same
Yeah.
pricing. I was like, oh, nothing's changed.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I just bought them.
Yeah, we lucked out. We got lucky on those $60 tickets. Thank God, yeah.
I feel bad for the people that missed out, but they have to understand, like, we almost did too.
The thing for me is we were the lucky ones that got the cheap tickets, and I'm pissed for the people that couldn't get tickets.
Because Ticketmaster did a thing when I was looking at the prices. They hid that
Yeah.
for me. I had to adjust
They-
the slider.
Someone broke down what the actual ticket prices were. They were supposed to be
60 was the cheapest.
It was like 60, 100, 130.
Something like that.
Well, actually, there was a set of tickets I think were supposed to be 80 at one point. There were 60, 80, 110, 130, and then like 200 and 250, which I think those were the ones up front and on the floor.
Yeah.
But like I was looking just at the other show when they announced the third date. I was looking at on the floor seats, and people selling for $1,500, $2,500. It's like, fuck, man.
Because initially, before I started doing the slider for the prices, the cheapest ones that they were offering me were $109.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so, like, when I changed the slider, then the cheaper seats popped up.
Yeah, that was weird.
Ticketmaster was doing a thing where the cheaper seats were down near
And the thing that sucks is the band's not even going to get that extra money. It's all going to go to Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
You know, they're only going to get
they probably have to bring in more security and shit just for the fact that all these shows are selling out.
All of them. Yeah, the whole tour sold out.
Literally.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna add this here as well is with all the hype of My Chemical Romance and the tour selling out, stuff like that. They were posting a bunch of like videos. They had an offering. They had a summoning. All these really cool videos that they did.
Little teasers.
Yeah, Shazam is now starting to recognize an offering as a My Chemical Romance song. So people are wondering, when's that new fucking album coming? I think my theory is that's going to be the intro to the record. I think that's going to be the intro song. It's going to lead right on into some really fucking fast.
So now that My Chemical Romance came back together, what are they doing now? Just music again?
They
don't
might
know.
be working on a new album. They might be
Just coming back for the hell of it?
coming back for the hell of it. Who knows?
They haven't really given any details.
Yeah.
They're being really vague.
Until you go to the concert, is that what they're gonna do?
We're
well,
hoping.
They're touring around because they're touring. They're doing shows in Japan. They're doing shows in Asia. They're doing European shows. They're doing the American shows towards the end of the year and all that other fun stuff. So they're going to be pretty busy. Hopefully a new record too, but we'll find out. All right, we're back, guys.
Maybe.
There we go. Okay, I think we're good. All right, welcome back, everyone. Computer decided to take a nasty ass shit all over the stream. So
I think it's the TV.
yeah, we'll figure this out.
It's just being plugged into the TV makes it.
I notice it has to do with that combined with
having it on for a while.
that combined with having the computer on, because I don't remember the last time this got restarted or shut down.
I think it's been a while.
It's been a while. Anyway, just gotta have to get that out of my system.
Alright, Critical Role, chill.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, we were about to jump right on into the series of controversial topics we're going to be talking about. First thing we're talking about is the new hit anime series, Interspecies Reviewers.
And we're getting banned.
And if we were monetized on YouTube, we would be demonetized immediately for saying that phrase. No. So until about a couple days ago, this was just going to be a debate on, did Funimation fuck up in licensing this show? But a couple days ago, new information came out, and it's not just Funimation that's eating crow about this show now. Amazon Prime has removed it, and now it is not being broadcasted on Japanese television right now.
Well, Tokyo MX specifically.
Tokyo MX specifically. But let me kind of, maybe I don't want to reset the stream is what Robit said. But to kind of give people an idea of what happened. So there was this series, as the horror wind blows outside, there was a series that got licensed by Funimation for simulcasting called Interspecies Reviewers. And let me bring up, there's a description of what the show is basically about.
People were saying this was kind of an ecchi on the lines of maybe like...
It looked like a risky show. Yeah, risque show.
People were saying it might have been like similar to Panty and Stocking or Prison School. Even.
Yeah, the idea of populating anime fans.
Just look at BNN.
That's what I'm looking right now. Yeah, it's called. It's a show where they kind of buy the services of all of these like big tittied monsters that are like humanoid looking, and Funimation licensed it. They had a dub cast all ready to go. 3 episodes in, they quietly canceled it, and like a day or two later, they announced we're no longer reviewing the show. It doesn't fall into our community standards and guidelines. And we're no longer going to be airing this show. And everyone was memeing on Funimation and stuff like that.
They still are.
I know they still are, but that's kind of changed now with the new information that came out a couple days ago, where Amazon Prime has dropped it from their streaming services in North America, all over North America, and Tokyo MX, who's been airing the show on TV, they are now no longer airing the broadcast. There are places like you were mentioning Australia when we were on our little break between the computer needing to be restarted. It was like Australia still has it. They're still showing it. And they're probably going to be doing a box set at some point. And the original question I was going to be asking you guys is like, did Funimation fuck up? Should they have like looked into it more? Or did they get duped? But as all of these places are now dropping Interspecies Reviewers, it sounds like that they got fucking duped. Everyone did. So let me bring up so this is from an article posted by Otaku USA. Japanese Broadcasting Ethics and Program Improvement Organization, a non-profit, non-governmental group that aims to improve the quality of broadcasting and promote higher ethical standards while preserving freedom of speech and expression, recently had a complaint sent their way. It doesn't name Interspecies Reviewers directly, but it complains about a late-night anime with sexual content based on brothels, so it might have been named. The complaint goes on to say that the show had discriminatory depictions of women, such as gags involving sexual harassment. I feel angry at the current situation where anime is seen by young people without any age restriction. This is just another setback for the series, which has now been removed from Funimation. Wakanim Nordic and US Amazon Prime video streaming. Remaining platforms that still stream the show includes Australia's Anime Lab, which currently has delayed while they adjust the sourcing material, and Wakanim France. But it sounds like that they're going to be doing some heavy editing and censoring of the show.
I was going to say, it sounds like they're getting it censored.
And Funimation, they initially dropped it because they weren't going to be, unless they heavily edited the show, they would not be able to air it, and they didn't want to censor the show, so they just dropped it.
Yeah, because they don't want to...
I don't know. Until this announcement came in, like I was kind of doing a little bit of research as to what the series was about. Some people were saying, yeah, Funimation fucked up. They should have known what they were getting in for. May and I, when we talked last weekend about it, we're like, well, they've done like Panty and Stocking, which is extremely risque, for example. And it's like, well, what was so bad about this show? But then there were other people on the other side that were saying, yeah, Funimation got duped. The anime was way raunchier than the manga.
Well, also, like...
Apparently.
Also, like we brought up last time, like, Panty and Stocking, you knew what you were getting into.
True.
That was, like, right on the cover.
True.
That was in the art design and everything. You knew what you were getting into. Prison School?
Yeah.
Look at the main girl. You knew what you were getting into. This, it sounds like if you read the manga, you knew what you were getting into. But if you were just an outside source,
it's still an interesting conversation to have, because the anime company the studio could have also said, yeah, we're doing it a little differently for the anime. It's going to be more of like an ichi, however you say that word. It's going to be like more of an ichi series. It's not going to be borderline hentai or whatever. And they got duped. Who knows? All I know,
the only complaint I'm seeing people that are still having is just like, I shouldn't have had to find this out through customer support.
Which, to be fair, that was a shitty way for people. That is a legit thing, you know? And I've come to Funimation's defense in the past, but I will say that is a shitty thing for them to do. They should have, even if they didn't have a full statement ready, they should have at least put something out on Twitter saying, we know that there's stuff going on with Interspecies Reviewers. We're going to have a statement prepared later. We are going to address it. So that way people know they're not getting blown off.
I will just say, everybody memeing on everything, like when Funimation announces a new thing, stop memeing on it.
It's not even funny. Yeah,
this shit needs to just stop.
It's a dumb meme. I don't like it. It's stupid.
Especially when like exciting things are coming back, like
Paranoid Agent.
Agent is
you were hyped for Paranoid Agent. Yeah,
a Blu-ray release and everything, because it's been 10 years since Satoshi Kon passed away. And so
yeah.
it's just like, everyone's memeing the fuck out of it.
Well, you better get it before they get rid of it. Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna remove or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, this aired on Adult Swim like years ago.
Romano is mentioning that this should have been on Pornhub, and I'm surprised that Pornhub didn't simulcast that shit. That would have been funny.
You know someone illegally downloaded the episodes though and
uploading it to Pornhub. Yeah. Can you imagine the time
when you find out people are watching anime on Pornhub instead of porn?
Can you imagine if Pornhub licensed to like simulcasted hentai? What time? Okay, question for you. Would we be living in the best or worst timeline if Pornhub started simulcasting hentai?
It'd be on the level of Faku, basically.
Yeah, that is true. Faku does.
Even Faku could do it.
I'm surprised they haven't, you know? It's like, hey, all right, My Hero's on Saturday. I Nutted in My Neighbor is on Wednesday. Fuck yes, let's go.
I Nutted in My Neighbor.
Volume 3. It's Season 3. Yeah, Season 3. Seasons 1 and 2 were just some OVAs. And this is a full-on season of just nutting in your neighbor. There's a lot of neighbors in that house, too. There's a lot of nuts. A lot of nutting. I don't know.
You're going to love my nuts.
What?
You're going to love my nuts.
You're going to love my nuts. Oh, okay. So, can we talk real quick as a side tangent? During the Super Bowl, Baby Nut was trending on Twitter, and it was like the worst thing that could ever be trending.
I want to know
because Mr. Peanut died. Yeah, Mr. Peanut's dead, and now there's this Baby Nut. So hashtag Baby Nut was trending on Twitter.
I want to know who was in charge of PR for that.
I know who walked up to planners and it's like, we're gonna have this hashtag Baby Nut. It's not gonna go wrong at all. And like Ray Narvaez Jr. is just like, Baby Nut is the worst thing to be trending on Twitter right now.
Nothing will go wrong.
Everything went wrong.
This is the worst thing.
This is the worst nut you could ever have. But yeah, anyone else have anything to say about the Interspecies Reviewer stuff?
I wasn't gonna watch it anyway.
So. I wasn't either, but
I never even heard of it until all.
There was initially going to be a longer conversation to be had if it wasn't for the recent revelation of Tokyo MX and Amazon Prime and the places in Europe dropping the show.
Which, if Europe is dropping it, then
Europe is very liberal with their sexual content. Is there anything else you wanted to add to it?
Smile is making an android of the angel character.
Really?
From that show?
It was announced at one.
Oh my god! How can you imagine?
Everyone better pre-order it before it falls out of community
standards. Can you imagine,
standards.
like, before all this happens, they're like, oh yeah, Interspecies Reviewer, we're going to get these figures, we got, like, figure bait, and then this happens right before WanFest.
They're like, well.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, Romano just said, I nutted in my neighbor, Gorg 2020. So speaking of WanFest, before we go on...
We're not making that shirt.
No, we're not. Before we get into some of the more controversial stuff, let's break it up. May, you pay attention to figures. WanFest is going on. How's WanFest going? What are some cool stuff that you're excited about from WanFest?
Well, it ended yesterday, but it's good. It was good.
What are you most excited for?
The...
dirty figures that you
naughty,
really got.
Naughty figures.
Oh, the lewd ones. Yeah.
Speaking of lewd.
Speaking of lewd, yeah.
Speaking of nutting in your neighbor.
Speaking of nutting in your neighbor. I wish I could title the podcast that, but YouTube would get rid of it immediately.
There's some fate figures I like.
Nice.
That looked really exciting.
Kirishima's getting an android. My boy. Anafigma. My boy.
Uraraka's getting a Figma.
That Uraraka figure looks pretty
They
great.
painted the prototype. She looks
Yeah.
so beautiful.
There's more Persona 5 figures coming out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 1/4 size Joker coming.
Oh boy, so I'll be looking forward to that showing up in our mailbox.
There's Demon Slayer.
Yep.
There's a lot of Demon Slayer. Mads Mikkelsen has one
Oh yeah.
because of his character in Cliff in Death Stranding. So that'll be...
Sam Porter Bridges.
I'm excited for that Sam Porter Bridges Nendroid. This is
I mean,
good.
Like, I don't know if that was announced at OneFest specifically or if that was just
Yeah.
before OneFest.
No, it was designed for OneFest.
Yeah,
Same with Cliff from Death Stranding. He was
Yeah.
announced specifically for OneFest. There were some announcements they did before OneFest, but mainly a lot.
Yeah,
of
I think
OneFest.
Sam Porter Bridges is part of the pre-OneFest announcement.
Yeah, and they announced
If
it.
memory serves me right.
But I'm excited for when it's the summer one because summer is 2 days long because it's summertime.
Yeah.
Also, the winter one is just 1 day.
Also, like, what year is this? We're getting a Nendo for Inuyasha.
Oh yeah, we are.
We're getting.
They're making figures for Shishomaru and Inuyasha too right now.
Oh, they're doing a
Shishomaru
Shishomaru as
too?
well?
I saw
Oh,
the Inuyasha
Not,
yeah.
not an Android, but they're making like another company.
They
is
have a
making-
Nendo for Inuyasha that got
Yeah,
announced.
I saw
Yeah, that was
But
cool.
yeah, another company is making figures of Shishomaru and Inuyasha.
I was gonna say, speaking of Inuyasha, that Shishomaru was the better and also hotter brother, and
I love Inuyasha for the comedy though.
he was comedic genius, but
'Cause he's a dumb idiot, but
Shishomaru
he's
was the better
hilarious.
brother. I liked him a lot more. And Sango was best girl. It wasn't Kagome or Kikyo. It was Sango. Sango was the best girl.
No, best girl was Jockin. Totally.
That's very true. No, Moroku was best girl. There you go.
No.
Best girl.
Yes.
There we go. Best girl. Best girl goes to
But no,
Moroku.
it's like, what year is this? We're getting a Nendo for Inuyasha. We're getting
Bleach ones.
We're getting Bleach ones? What do they announce?
Well, it's a while ago, but Ichigo.
Oh my
Hitsugaya.
god. Oh shit. Okay.
But no, it's like we're getting that. We're getting figures for the Major and Bato.
Yes, those are good.
We have Okami and Journey.
Oh, those Okami one. That Okami
What
one.
year is this?
How can you say OneFest sucked if we get that Okami figure? That was the cutest fucking figure I've ever seen.
Madarase has never looked cuter.
The guy from Sekiro's getting a figure.
Yeah.
Moderately okay's freaking the fuck out about that.
What was his name? Wolf or something? I don't know.
Ray Chase.
Ray Chase, yes.
Ray Chase is his name.
But
I know, it's like, what year is this? There's so many throwbacks to.
I'm
older-
happy. That was
older
some
stuff.
cool. That was some cool stuff.
you mentioned Inuyasha. When I was younger, I hopped around. I first thought Inuyasha was hot. Then I thought Shishomaru was hot. Then for a while I had a phase where I really liked Moroku. But when I played the game,
Oh,
the
game.
main route I chose was Shishomaru.
Shishomaru was
What about
great.
Koga?
Koga didn't have a route.
No, I mean in general. Like,
Koga got
where did
cucked.
Koga fall on the line of? He's hot.
I loved him. I loved him.
Oh!
I didn't find Koga attractive when I was in middle school. I liked Inuyasha.
Attractive? I don't know, but like one of the best
He's
characters.
got that rugged charm on him.
He
does.
does. He definitely does.
But
He's also an idiot, and I love him.
So is Inuyasha.
Let's
He's
say-
purebred idiot.
I would say my taste changed from middle school me to me now. So
Yeah, true.
I will say though, Shippo is one of the cutest things in that show.
Shippo was pretty great. I want to rewatch.
I like
Back in the day when
Kilala was great. My God.
back in the day when I watched anime with my sister, she was wanting to cosplay Shippo,
Oh.
and then she got older and she decided it wasn't cool anymore. And I'm just like,
that's okay.
we
She's-
could have had a thing.
Yeah.
That's why me and my middle sister, we really wanted to cosplay together. We wanted to do Final Fantasy X. She wanted to be Yuna.
Ooh.
That never happened.
That would have been cute.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, though, to go on to this discussion before we get into more controversial topics, all of those new 7 trailers. This is gonna be me and May talk right now. Those new 7 trailers that they've revealed
Just get my second bowl.
with with Don Cornero and shit like that. How excited are you to
What is
dress
that
up
place
Cloud as a
called?
girl?
The Honeybee.
Honeybee, yeah, the Honeybee. How excited are you to relive that?
That's the reason why I wanted 7
Yep,
remake.
I'm with you on that.
Cloud. I want to dress
My bride for the night. I was like, oh, Don Cornero is as cringy as ever. The guy at the Honeybee, that's just like beauty transcends gender.
The guy is
I'm
totally
like,
fucking hitting on Cloud.
he wanted to be balls deep in Pretty Boy Cloud.
Who doesn't?
That's true. He is the prettiest pretty boy to ever pretty boy.
I think is the reason why all of us are bi at this point.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Cloud was my very first Final Fantasy husbando.
Matthew Mercer's the one that's saying there's something wrong with you if you don't find Cloud hot.
Yeah.
It's like there's something wrong. No, he didn't say it like that, but he was just like, everyone agrees that Cloud was hot. I agree Cloud was hot.
Oh yeah, like
That's why he cosplayed.
That's why he cosplayed Cloud. Hooked up phonics worked for me. That might actually be the name of the podcast. Anyway, May, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the reason why when I played Kingdom Hearts the first time I saw him there, I thought he was the hottest thing ever in Kingdom Hearts. I actually didn't have a thing for Riku back then. It was all about Cloud. I did it. It wasn't until Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. I was like, wow, Riku's really hot, and that's the reason why I bought the strategy guide because he had long hair and he was really hot. I thought Riku was a mega dick when I first played. I'm like,
doesn't that appeal to you though? Because you like a lot of characters that are assholes.
Goro Akechi.
Well, yeah.
Alvin.
I mean, just like because remember, once again, this is
Levi.
This is This is high school May. Okay.
High school May made no sense.
Did not like assholes like Riku and liked twink boys like Cloud and who else?
To be fair, they're still twinks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was like my taste changed from high school me to me now. And so
you mentioned that your tastes in high school were twink boys, and I would argue that that's still your trend.
What I mean? Yeah, now, but like I
except for Inuyasha. Inuyasha was not really known for being a twink.
He was just a boy.
Yeah.
Sesshomaru, on the other hand.
Sesshomaru, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, back in the day, I didn't like asshole characters. They turned me off. Well, there was one.
Well, wait.
What made that change?
Life dicked her so bad that she realized, well, no wonder why people are assholes. No, she met me, and she's like, okay, assholes can maybe have something okay with them. No, that's not the reason.
In high school, though, I had a thing, I still do, from Star Ocean 3, Albel Knox.
I gotta Google this person.
He's voiced by Crispin Freeman.
Of course. There we go. There it is.
That was like...
Star Ocean 3.
Albel. A-L-B-E-L.
So Crispin Freeman is the reason why you like dick characters.
Yeah.
That is
He's
a
the one that converted her.
Yeah.
Crispin Freeman, you can point.
And that character in 3 is a mega-looking twink boy, okay?
Oh my fucking god, he is.
Is he like the god of twink boys?
Oh, you gotta come over here and see this.
When you look at him, so I did a thing with my friends where I showed him a picture. I said, is this a boy or a girl? Because if you look at him...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's break this down for a minute.
Well, he's got... Is his balls just hanging out?
He wears purple underwear, by the way.
Okay. So his balls just aren't...
Because in the game it shows it in one particular mini game.
Oh,
I was going to definitely be like, because I looked at all the reference pictures.
Yeah, I looked at all the reference pictures.
He's got the claw arm.
For him board.
He has the claw arm that Vincent Valentine had.
And Square Enix made this game, by the way.
I can fucking tell. It's Star... I can tell Square Enix had something to do with that.
But yeah, he was...
Vincent Valentine.
He was one of the few assholes back when I was in high school that I adored and loved.
Right.
He was like my all-time favorite character in Star Ocean.
Right.
We're gonna show that image in the chat or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did not like Riku from 1. I thought he was a massive asshole, and I'm like, man, you fucking suck, Riku. I don't like you.
And then you replayed it, and you're like, oh,
yeah. After I went to 2 and went back to 1, I was like, oh, I'm so wrong. I'm so sorry. Riku.
I was so wrong.
Please shun me, Riku.
Please shun me.
I've seen the error of my ways.
That's
Just
funny.
step on me as a form of like discipline.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's like with
not even in a sexual way. Just step on me.
Like
call me garbage.
When Greg and I watched Madoka Magica, I did not like Homura, and then we finished it, and I was like, oh, I feel really
Homura was the quintessential idea of I shat all over her throughout the series until you get to spoilers are up for Madoka. It's so old.
This series like what 5-6 years old.
It's I think 2013 it came out.
Episode like 10 or 11. Then you find out Homura was like this sweet. Have you ever watched Madoka? Okay, so Homura was this very
2011.
Yeah, 2011.
9 years old. Okay.
So, Homura was a sweet girl, she was very sickly and had to go to the hospital a lot.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of friends.
She was lonely. And, she met Madoka, the main girl, and Madoka kept dying. And she wished to save her. So her powers in the show is she can turn back time. So, of course, she's been doing this for, like, I want to say how many times?
A long time.
It's been a long time.
In side materials, they say, like physically, she's supposed to be, like, 24. But because she's turning back time, she's 14. So she's been
doing it for like 10 years trying to save Madoka, and she's failed every time.
Of course, it's wearing down on her, so she gets to the point of, she's like, well, I'm just going to be an asshole now, and I'm not going to anyone close to me, because if I do, I'm going to lose everything. And, you know, that's what keeping her
My whole thing was like, I was like, what the fuck is her problem? What's this dumb bitch doing?
Yeah.
And then you get to that episode, and that's the epitome of, I regret everything I've ever said about you. I feel so fucking
really
bad.
I was like, man,
yeah.
Because there were so many people that did not like Homura. And
yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry.
I had so much.
You were on a similar wavelength with Bakugo.
I was like, Bakugo's never going to be able to redeem himself. And then season 3 of My Hero happened, and I'm like, he's one of my favorite characters now.
At the time when you and I started talking about it, I think I had finished season 2, because season 3 I don't think
season 3 hadn't been out at the time.
So I was just sitting there like, I would have suggested Bakugo as a cosplayer idea for you, because you like the loud, like, idiot blonde boys, and he kind of fit that type.
And I immediately,
except for episode 1, because I made the mention of, oh yeah, but he tells Deku to jump off a roof.
Oh yeah, go kill him.
And you were like, no, that guy is irredeemable
Yeah.
garbage. And look at you now, he's one of your favorites.
It's funny.
Kirishima's the best boy.
That line will never be forgiven.
Yeah.
No.
But he's one of your favorites now.
It doesn't excuse what he said, but yeah.
And Kirishima is great.
Kirishima's the good boy, and apparently we get a lot of him in season 4, and I need to watch. Apparently we get the backstory of how he accidentally fucking cut himself, that dumbass. Hey, Mom, I got a new thing cut. Ow.
He scared himself, too. Poor boy.
That poor boy.
Well, because he started bleeding.
True. I mean, yeah, if you cut yourself,
he cut himself and he started bleeding and he freaked out. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of going through. So anyway, back to Final Fantasy VII. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna use my part of my tax returns to finally pre-order it.
Romano, quick aside, no spoilers for the season.
Yeah, no, we haven't watched it at all. I would say you've read the manga.
They haven't watched it yet though.
I've read the manga too.
Oh, you've read the manga as well? Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I know is the fate of one of the characters, because someone decided to spoil it on Facebook. That's all I'm saying. Twitter. That will kind of both. Social media as a whole spoiled that moment for me. I won't say anything. It's Bakugo. Bakugo dies in this season. But anyway, so
we just said no spoilers.
I guess I gotta say, Bakugo dies. Deku's now evil, and
this is now a spoiler cast. Everyone.
Yeah, and Overhaul is just sipping his tea. That's all he's doing. No, you told me what.
And Dabi is Todoroki's brother. Totally.
Oh no.
Fan theory.
The way that Romano says is the way Reese and I look at Bakugo, he's a shitty person but beautifully built character. Yeah, pretty much.
He has so much growth.
There's a lot more dynamics to it. I'm glad they subverted a lot of that. Yeah.
Goddamn.
Let's see. We'll get into some of the non-spoiler conversations in a moment, but let's jump into some more. This one's an easy one. Amber Heard is a cunt, and I fucking hate her. And I feel so bad for talking shit on Johnny Depp as long as I did. And I am 1,000% on board, even though change.org petitions don't do anything. I am 1,000% on board with them kicking her ass out for Aquaman 2. And I'm willing to bet people like Jason Momoa would not want to work with her anymore. That's what I think. What were you going to say?
Do you remember how much shit he got for being in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
He still gets it.
I
think he's coming back for the...
He's coming back for the new one, yeah.
But some people
he got so much shit.
Anymore. They might recast it.
The whole cast and crew of Fantastic Beasts were like, well, he's proven to be very professional. He's been very nice on set and stuff like that. And then come to fucking find out, fucking cunt-ass Amber Heard over here is abusing him. And that leaked audio of her being like, I didn't punch you. I hate you. I kept hitting you, but I didn't punch you. Fucking suck it up. I'm like, fuck you.
And with him saying...
That's justifying abuse.
And with him saying, we need to be away when shit gets rough like this. And she's just like, well, I can't promise that I won't, get upset or anything.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I can't promise that I'll be on good behavior or whatever the fuck it was.
It's like, And then someone pointed out, it's like one of Johnny's ex-wives came out and supported him and said, no, he was never
abusive to me. And people that are still defending Amber Heard are like, well, look at when he was throwing that shit one day. And the counterpoint to that is, well, if you were so fed up with getting abused and you threw a fucking like wine bottle out of frustration, I think that's kind of justified. And then all the photos, and I keep getting reminded of it, I keep getting posted on Twitter, him getting his finger sliced off.
Yeah.
Because what is it? She broke a bottle and sliced him. Yeah. It is.
Like cut him with a bottle.
Yeah, it's what I try to not use the word cunt a lot, even though it's one of my favorite words. I use it a lot in my personal life, but I try not to use it as much in like content. But I think we all agree, what a fucking cunt she is. What a fucking cunt. She is the worst.
The thing I had said at the beginning was like, okay, if it comes out that he actually did something to her, he needs to pay for that part too.
He does, yeah.
But the extent of what she did to him and the fact that he lost all of these career opportunities because
he basically didn't have a career. Yeah.
She played the victim.
She used Me Too to further her career, which is not what Me Too was supposed to be about at all. Me Too was about shedding light on the dirty side of Hollywood.
And people are like, oh yeah, Me Too is just a ploy or whatever. And it's like, well, it's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be.
It's these people that are using it to their advantage.
That's the one thing, and I can
discrediting
the people that give shit to cancel culture. I will say that there is a point here, and I experienced it when we talked the Vic Mignogna situation. I experienced it because the thing is just like going to the Vic Mignogna situation. Just to give an example, that is all hearsay evidence, but there's like a decade plus of evidence and anecdotes and stories, and the courts have found that the words and accusations against Vic Mignogna hold truth to them, which says a lot that the court finds them credible even just based off of hearsay evidence. But this has
the fact that what he's saying doesn't hold
up, and he has changed. He had to talk about someone who's guilty, changes his story all the time. But with the Johnny Depp situation, there's actual evidence of what she did to him.
He submitted over 87 pieces of evidence.
87 pieces of evidence. That's
saying something.
Yeah. What else can you say? Mazer, what else can you say?
I hope he comes back for Pirates of the Caribbean.
I hope they get him back. I really hope they do.
When they said they weren't gonna, or if they were thinking of rebooting it, I'm like, well, I'm really reboots. I get really particular when they replace actors.
Yeah.
I understand they replace it for certain reasons, but...
Yeah.
Well, it was also supposed to be, like, wasn't the last, like, Pirates project that they had announced at one point, wasn't that supposed to be about young Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
I don't know. All I know is that if they ever did one more Pirates movie, that, like, I hope they get him back. Because they had recasted him. Mm-hmm. But I think that project, don't quote me on it, I think that project eventually got shelved, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
I think it did, yeah.
There were, like, creative differences or something.
I want to say...
Like the Obi-Wan?
I'm about to say the Obi-Wan series is now on an indefinite hiatus while they rework the scripts.
I just wanted to see
I just want more Ian McGregor. We've been watching the prequels, and I've been laughing at how bad the prequels really were.
Beautiful, and I just want to see him as Obi-Wan.
Why did Padme not go for Obi-Wan?
Can I just say that rewatching the prequels, I don't get how people can say the new trilogy is worse than the prequels, because the prequels are hot fucking garbage.
Because these are the pure elitist.
Did you ever read that article I shared about Hayden Christensen?
How
people are actually forgiving him now.
People are forgiving him now.
He went to Galaxy's Edge.
He did.
He looks so different.
He does.
I mean, he's older now.
But I said, when we talked about Rise of Skywalker, the bits of Anakin you hear in Rise of Skywalker, that's not even much of a spoiler because there's a lot to wrap up. There's 3 sagas.
He's in the cast list.
He's in the cast list.
In that one scene.
But yeah, and like just his directing, like them directing him, he sounded awesome. Which is proof that it wasn't Hayden Christensen's fault. It was just George Lucas.
The writing back in the day.
The writing just wasn't good.
Sure, his acting probably wasn't the best back in the day, but I mean,
people saw him in other stuff, and he was nominated for Academy Awards for his work in other films.
Oh, I read that Jake Lloyd, the young Anakin, retired from acting ages ago because everyone shat on him.
Yeah. Is he still in jail? I think he might still. Yeah, for driving under influence, I want to say. No, for possession of drugs, I want to say. Yeah.
Anyway, he was in jail at one point.
He was in jail. I don't know if he's still in jail, yeah.
Haley Joel Osment
had a good comeback story.
He cleaned up.
He had a good comeback story.
I just find that funny and ironic that he went to jail for a while.
His mugshot of him smiling is pretty great because it's like it doesn't look like a mugshot. It just looks like a photo, but it is.
I just find it's just interesting to see that, like, you know, after he did Kingdom Hearts 1, I think, that he went to jail, but he came, you know, he finished, he cleaned up, and then he came back in time.
Don't quote me on this. Wasn't there a story that came out that he almost lost out on Sora after he got arrested?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
that Disney was kind of like, we don't want a problem kid associated with this.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, though, because you know how Disney's really particular.
They're very particular.
Like, I don't think they're ever going to hire Oscar Isaac again. And
no,
John Boyega.
No, they've talked all their shit. They're probably, them and J.J. Abrams are probably all super blacklisted.
Abrams is holding them hostage at a certain point.
Oh, he is, yeah. He said that unless you release the director's cut, I will not allow you to release the movie on... at all.
Which that would be funny, like, if they, like, fired him, if they fired and blacklisted him, would he still have control
He doesn't, but he would, it's J.J. Abrams, he'd find it.
No, I'm just, like...
He's probably got, like, future tech that's probably gonna...
Logistically, like, would he still have the rights for that? If
he doesn't. He doesn't. J.J. Abrams. He's J.J. Abrams.
But he directed it.
True.
That's why it's just like, would he have some sort of say in it, or would he just seize control of the entire thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just because Abrams' name is attached.
I don't know, but the thing is that Oscar Isaac and John Boyega talking their shit is such Carrie Fisher energy. Because look at how many decades Carrie Fisher shat all over George Lucas. Mm-hmm. She fucking hated George Lucas for decades.
Well, when you put someone in a metal bikini.
Yeah. Until a woman...
Tell her basically, like, there's no
bras in space, so she wasn't allowed to wear a bra on set. It's like, well...
It's like, you're kind of a dick, dude.
Well...
Let her wear a bra.
Please. Let her be comfortable. I know it was the 70s, but comfort should be universal and span decades and generations and all time. I don't know. I was trying to think of a good transition to this, but it's not. I originally wasn't going to talk about Onision.
Do we have time?
I'm not going into the full deep dive. It's just, I originally wasn't going to until we...
TLDR, he's a dick.
Until we watched that R. Kelly documentary. We finally watched Surviving R. Kelly. And seeing all the stuff, all the grooming and shit that R. Kelly did, I saw so many parallels to Onision. Onision has a younger audience. He's groomed young women for the better part of a decade. He has gotten away with it, and he's used his power as the reason why he can groom all of these women. It's a similar power dynamic with the shitty fucking asshole Pro Jared had with his Sin Jared blog, where he used his power imbalance to get nudes from young fans. And even though he proved wrong that they were underage, it still was really shitty, and he's still a horrible person for it. I was too forgiving when we talked about Pro Jared last. I'm going to put that on the table as well. But with Onision, he used his power dynamic to continually, him and his significant other Kai are still trying to groom people.
Well, it's been theorized that Kai might have been groomed.
That's the difficult part, is while yes, Kai has also been groomed, Kai has also been just as complete. This is where the gray area, I don't want to say it's not a gray area, it's bad.
That's what I'm saying, like, because you say parallels to R. Kelly, and it's like, it makes me think about...
Oh, yeah, like the chicks that defended him.
Groom,
yeah.
That would stay in the house.
Yeah, that would help train the other girls, yeah. But,
they've been there for a while. They're complicit.
Let's draw the parallels real quick. So, R. Kelly and Onision were popular at one point in time. They were very beloved in their niches. They had younger, more vulnerable audiences, I would say. They both have split personalities.
Well, R. Kelly was meeting these girls when they were like 13, 14.
He was meeting them when they were 13, 14, saying that there would be, opportunities because I can get you into the industry. And
there was the one girl's niece that was like, what, 12?
She was 14 when the P tape came out.
Well, wasn't she 12 when they met?
She was 12 when they met, yeah. And then there's the taking advantage of vulnerable people and broken families. There is the plethora of people in their houses. I think at one point Onision had like 5 or 6 females in his house. R. Kelly had just a cult. They both had sex cults, basically. They have skirted the law for so long, and it hasn't been until recently that R. Kelly's been arrested. And with Onision, Chris Hansen's on the case. The FBI is now involved. The Washington State Police Department is on the case. There was a disgusting piece of information. You want to talk about neglect for your own family, because R. Kelly basically pushed his whole family away. Onision was
abused his wife.
and abused his wife. Onision was too busy playing Dom Daddy on main Twitter account, and his 2-year-old daughter fell out of the second-story window.
And hit her head.
Found out more details, broke her skull, and pieces of skull went into her brain. She has permanent brain damage.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. She has permanent brain damage now. And what did good guy daddy Onision do? He took a video of her while she was still unconscious on the ground, proving that he had nothing to do with it. The only question I got to ask, because I don't think anyone's going to argue that these people are horrible, disgusting people, that they need to be put away for a very long time. The question that's kind of been going around, and we'll start with you, May, because I know it's an uncomfortable thing to talk about. But I think, do you think the parallel matches Onision being the R. Kelly of YouTube? You know, he wanted a sex cult. He wanted this fame. He wanted to be admired and adored by people.
There's also a parallel between, because money is involved either way. Because Onision not only wants people to pay him for interviews or whatever, but he tries to grab, every piece of video that mentions him or something and tries to claim it and everything.
Tries to claim it and make money off of it. Yeah, and R.
And R. Kelly was trying to pay people to stay quiet.
Yep, basically. So the question that I'm going to have, Chris Hansen is on him now. The FBI and the police are on him, and I know
the police were very familiar with him.
The police were extremely familiar with him, but with R. Kelly, it took him a very long time. When he got arrested the first time for the P-tape, he got acquitted of that, and now he's getting ready for a second round of court cases, which R. Kelly recently, his lawyer team, he recently lost his lawyers because they're like, you don't have a winnable case because, they were trying to get the anonymous people that were going to testify against R. Kelly, and the court says, no, you will not get who they are.
You're not going to know.
Yeah, and Onision recently filed an emergency protection order against Chris Hansen, although the wrong Chris Hansen, which was fucking beautiful, and a YouTuber by the name of Repsion, who he's been covering Onision for the better part of 9-10 years, if I remember correctly. A long time, but it's because he's been that problematic for that long. And the question I have for you, May, do you think Onision will actually get arrested and charged, or do you think he's going to, with the way he's done it in the past, find a way to skirt the law and not get arrested?
Well, if R. Kelly got arrested, anything could happen.
That is true. That is very true.
Stranger things have happened.
That is true. That is true.
I'm sure eventually,
I hope he does.
I'm sure, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say that. But
no, yeah. You have a hunch.
There's going to be a point to where he's going to run out of options, and he's going to run out of,
ways to skirt the law. Yeah.
It's gonna come back to get him, basically.
Yeah. And justifiably so. He should have been locked away a long time ago. Mira, do you think he's ever going to actually get arrested?
I think he might get arrested.
But you don't think charges?
I think we'll have the day in court, but if we're drawing on parallels with R. Kelly, there is a chance he could get acquitted.
There is a chance he can get away with it. I think if we can
get child murderers acquitted, he could probably get acquitted too, which is gonna be infuriating. But I will say this though: if he does get arrested and put in prison, he probably isn't gonna last very long.
He's not gonna last long at all because they don't like groomers. They don't like
animal abusers, right?
They don't like animal abusers.
They don't like people that kill their kids or any kids, pets, elderly, abusing.
Oh yeah, they don't like
minors basically.
They don't like anyone who's fucked with minors, anyone who's killed animals, anyone who's a rapist. They don't like any of that, and elders as well. They don't like any of that.
Yeah, come on, leave the elders alone.
They're gonna die soon anyway. No, I'm kidding. That's really fucked up to say. But legit, they've lived a long life. Let them have the last 10 years. Let them enjoy their time.
They've been in life for so long. Let them just live their lives. Leave them alone.
There are so many times where it's the elders have a medical issue, and then they're murdered, and you come to find out it's they were on oxygen or something. Why would you do that to somebody like that?
As much as I hope Onision gets, as much as I hope that Onision gets arrested and thrown in jail, and they locked in jail and throw away the key, one of his first affairs was with a 16-year-old, and he purposely had sex with her in Pennsylvania because age of consent was 16. He purposely went to a state that had a lower age of consent to have sex with a 16-year-old. If he's able to find ways to skirt the law like that, No. But there's ways he's been able to try to skirt the law and try to diminish credibility. As much as I wish for him to be locked in jail and never see the light of day again, I don't know. I really do not know.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. If anything, I'm just glad that his victims are finally speaking out about it.
The things I could see him going to jail for would be what happened to his kid.
Yes,
And
child neglect, absolutely.
And if they get him on any cases where this age of consent wasn't legal,
yeah,
he was having the relations with, I could see them getting him on those cases.
Yeah.
But as far as a whole,
I don't know. They're gonna have to be very picky if they decide to arrest him. But the fact that Chris Hansen has the FBI on watch, and then to add a tad bit of comedy to this ultimately horrible story, have you heard the 911 call of Onision calling the cops on Chris Hansen?
Yeah.
Him going like, it's Chris Hansen, and you
pushing
could just feel the 911 operator roll their eyes because there's a long pause. It's like, it's Chris Hansen. It's all okay, all right. Wanting Chris Hansen to pay him, what was it, $350,000 to tell his side of the story, and all Chris Hansen was there to do is like, I don't know what name he's going by now. He was known as Greg for a long time, and now he's saying his name is James. I don't fucking know. But he's like, come on, we want your side of the story. Just tell your fucking side of the story. And the way Chris Hansen words it is, like a typical predator, he did not want to give out his side of the story. He hid. And I'm like, damn. Good guy Chris Hansen doing the Lord's work out here is what I'm saying. He's not wrong. So, that's enough on that. There's no other way to transition out of that. That's just really... It's a shitty thing. And I've known about the shit Onision's done for the better part of like 4 years. Because I saw a YouTube video like 4 years ago explaining a bunch of shit. And I kind of off and on have paid attention. Mm-hmm. Mid-2018 was when I really started paying attention. Because that's when a lot of the pedophilia shit started coming out against him. And I'm like, oh man. I think it's sick that he's gotten away with it for so long. It's disgusting. And so to clarify for Romano, wait, the girl he had sex with, was that her home state? No, she's from Canada. She was from Toronto, Canada. And he said, meet me in the state of Pennsylvania so we can get together. So he got them both. He lured her there, basically. He lured her there. And in hearing her tell that story, like, she had a music career. And it got destroyed because Onision shoved her away from it. She got blacklisted from the music industry. She lost all opportunities in order to be with. That's why she had the fucking mental breakdown and the memory lapses that she did. And what did good guy Onision do? Filmed it for his YouTube channel instead of taking her to a fucking doctor. This guy is disgusting. I don't think I can illustrate it enough. He's fucking disgusting. And then, if I couldn't get any angrier, the shit about his daughter came out. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And he didn't call 911 until 30 minutes later. She could have been fucking dead.
It could have also been a lot less brain damage than she actually got.
Well, and then the thing...
If he had called sooner.
Yeah, very much so. But,
because that's the thing.
He's disgusting.
When someone hits their head, you call 911 immediately. Yeah.
He's disgusting. I'm uncomfortable talking about him now. I just wanted to bring that up because after watching the R. Kelly documentary, I felt compelled to make that comparison because there was a lot of similarities in both Onision's actions and what R. Kelly has been alleged to do for these last few decades. So to move on from disgusting wastes of breath to Blizzard fucking up again, a little more lighthearted now. So, hey, May... It's time to play another game called Does This Make Any Fucking Sense to You? Blizzard decided to remake their hit game Warcraft 3. It's called Warcraft 3 Reforged. They put out a reveal, completely reanimated the first cutscene. Everyone was all hyped. We're like, oh, we're getting a remaster, like a remake, kind of like what they're doing with Final Fantasy. Getting a full-on remake of this game. Does it make any fucking sense to you that opening cutscene would be the only remade cutscene and the rest of them would just be up-resed original cutscenes?
Why would you bother then? If you put all that effort, wouldn't you just continue that effort to the end? Mm-hmm. See, that's called bait and switching. can't do that.
Yeah, it's a bait and switch.
That's called we're cheap as fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna lure you.
Yeah,
in with
it's called they
promises.
wanted the money, I would say. Yeah, so this is an article from VG2247. Warcraft 3 Reforged is not making its owners or players of the original happy. Just kind of going through some of this. There was a couple reasons of this outrage. Chief among them is the quality of the finished game compared to what Blizzard showed them at the remastered reveal on BlizzCon 2018. Although the final build features sharper art and updated models compared to the original, they do not stack up to the 2008 reveal. Blizzard entirely remade the opening cutscene with modern-day CGI, but the rest of the game's cutscenes did not receive the same treatment. In-game cinematics, another element promised would be vastly improved, ended up looking slightly better than the original thanks to a few tweaks. They are, however, a far cry from the reveal at BlizzCon 2018. There was a video that was revealed. Warcraft 3 Reforged other problems are perhaps more severe. Custom campaigns created by the original are not compatible with Reforged.
Oh, God.
And players are unable to create their own. The remaster also removes the long-standing features such as clan support and competitive play. Which when I think Warcraft, that's
Then
what I
what's the
think.
point?
That's what they're known for. These omissions are practically frustrating, or are particularly frustrating because they also applied to the original Warcraft 3, which Blizzard updated in 2018 with the widescreen support and brought on the BNet.
Jesus Christ.
So they removed features in this remake.
It's a mess.
That is a fucking mess and a half, my dude. So yes, that is why people are pissed off at Blizzard. May, would you be pissed off if the Final Fantasy VII remake was that bullshit?
Yes.
And they removed the materia system.
Yes, because then it's not Final Fantasy VII anymore.
It's not Final Fantasy. It's not even the game you want to. You're like, well, just I'll get
I'd
it on
rather
PC.
they push it back like they did. And
Yeah.
keep tweaking it.
Same.
And then bring it out.
I don't blame people for being angry about that.
Yeah.
You do or you don't?
I don't blame people for being
It's
angry
kinda like No
about,
Man's
or I don't blame people for. No, hold on. I don't blame people for being angry about Warcraft 3. The people bitching about the delays, that's kind of not founded
Like
to
I
me.
said, it's like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
It's like Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah,
They pushed
Cyberpunk
it
got
back to keep working on it.
super delayed.
But they pushed it back to keep working on it.
No.
Yeah, I'm just glad companies like CD Projekt Red and Square Enix, which are big
Give a
name
fuck.
companies, give a fuck to be like, hey, the game's not ready. We want to make sure. And then people like Chrissy were confused by Cyberpunk. It's like, well, why would they say that the game's complete and playable, but then push it back months? Isn't it not playable? I'm well, no, it means the game functions but doesn't work.
It means they might have found a huge bug.
I equate it to this. Your car can turn on and function, but you could still have a fucked up transmission that needs to be fixed and is not going to allow you to drive for very long.
It could also just be one of those things of like, you're able to drive your car, sure, but that check engine light's not going away.
Yeah, and you're doing a lot more damage to the car.
And you don't know what's wrong with the car.
Yeah.
And then when it eventually fucks up, you're going to be like, well, what happened with the car?
Yeah. But that's why people are pissed off at Warcraft 3. Now it's time for one of my favorite sections, non-spoiler discussion time. So we're going to hit it over to May really quick for a non-spoiler discussion of the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. And afterwards, you and I can get more spoiler-free discussion of The Witcher, which we finished up a few weeks ago. May, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, $30 DLC. There's a lot of buzz about it. A lot of people shitting on Nomura. A lot of people shitting on Square Enix about it.
I haven't played yet.
In your personal opinion, what do you think of the DLC?
It's fun. There's some parts I really liked.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the but. Or can you not say because of spoilers?
No, that's my opinion.
Do you think that it's worth the $30?
Yeah.
You think it's worth the $30? Okay.
Yeah.
What all got added? Without like having spoilers.
They updated stuff to the ending to make so that it makes more sense to people, like
Right.
how certain characters got there and whatnot. They added boss battles that are really hard.
Yeah. We've heard you complaining about those boss battles.
And,
We've heard you
Yeah.
scream at the TV.
and there is a photo mode, which is the best part, I think, is of it.
Oh yeah, the new photo mode.
Yeah, it's fun. You can make characters do funny, silly things.
Are there more like poses for Sora to do?
Well, it's a lot of characters. It's not just Sora.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like different.
Well, you know how
poses.
like whenever you do the battle gates, you unlock the like different camera things.
It's
that you
not. So those.
It's just like that.
Yeah, but it's like basically how can I explain it? So basically, it's more of You know, like when you go and do photo booths at like the arcade and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that. You can position the characters. You can make them do funky stuff. You can pick your scenery.
Oh.
That's what's in it.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, and a lot of people I know one person I follow on Instagram. She's making a lot of pictures. That's where a lot of the pictures are coming from.
Yeah.
Seeing them on your timeline. Yeah, it's in there. But to unlock it, you have to beat the DLC first.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is it on any difficulty? Or does the DLC have a difficulty?
Well, the DLC to start it, you have to load your save. But I don't know if it's dependent on difficulty. I think it's a set difficulty. They don't tell you what it is, though.
So if someone starts on beginner mode, are they going to be able to do that? Do you know?
Yeah, it's just a DLC. You're just loading it from your save because you can only access it once you beat the game. Mm-hmm. But like I said on there, it's not you start it and you pick a difficulty. I think it's a set difficulty because there's like boss battles at the end of it that you don't set a difficulty. You just fight them, and they're some of the hardest ones. And then the secret boss is like really hard.
I was gonna say, is it kind of like how like to get Oblivion you have to beat it in like what
critical mode? You have to get it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the DLC doesn't have a mode select like easy, medium, hard, that sort of thing. You just load it.
I did get Oathkeeper though.
Oh yeah, that's Oathkeeper was you just
when you beat the game.
Yeah, I think for Oathkeeper you have to find all the lucky emblems. That's how you get Oathkeeper.
Well, it was something like you find the lucky emblems, you beat the game, and they give you a certificate.
Yeah.
To trade in at the Moogle store.
That's how they do it for Oblivion too. You have to beat the game on critical mode, and then you basically when you load it up, when you start a new game or whatever. I don't know how it works in there. I just know because I beat the game with all the lucky emblems. They gave me Oathkeeper. But Oblivion, I'm guessing it's the same thing. You start up the game, you load your saves. Like, okay, here you go. And they give you a certificate, and you go to the Moogles. But yeah.
And then, we'll get into it with the spoiler discussion. But there's some complaints. There are some...
Well, how are we going to talk about it with... I know she's not going to leave.
She's stepping away.
I know you're going to leave, but the thing is, are you still going to hear and there, though?
I'm going to have headphones on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's going to have
headphones
on.
How sometimes it can get kind of
No,
loud?
I'm going to...
Yeah.
Okay. That's the thing I'm talking about.
I'm going to blast some music.
It's all good.
I do not want spoilers.
Mira, you and I watched Witcher.
Yeah.
What did you think of The Witcher Season 1?
The timeline is really confusing.
That would be my only... And we'll get into it on the spoiler discussion. That would be my only complaint about The Witcher is the weird fucking timeline shit.
You know it's confusing when Netflix has to release
Netflix had to release a timeline for it to make sense, yeah.
But other than that, really good.
I was not expecting to like it at all. I
was expecting to hate Henry Cavill.
I was so ready to hate Henry Cavill because he was not good as Superman in my opinion. I did not like him as Superman. When they initially announced he was going to be Geralt, I went, don't do this to me, Netflix.
Everyone at Greg Stetsy
Gamer. I was like, don't fucking do this, Netflix. Yeah, I'm like, he doesn't exude Geralt energy to me.
Yeah.
But the first 5 minutes watching, he was fucking Geralt. It was proof that he has read the books and played the games and that he is a massive fan of this character. I feel like Geralt was made perfectly for Henry. I feel like he was made to play Geralt. He was incredible, and I'm so happy that I can sit there and say, not only was this his best work, but I like Henry Cavill now. I'm seeing him in interviews. He's talking about PC Master Race and that he reread the books to get ready and that he nearly missed his Superman audition because he was raiding in WoW, which is one of my favorite things I've heard about. It's fucking great.
But no, it's like, you know it's good when the original voice actor for Geralt in the video games gave his blessing.
He's like, as soon as I saw some of the stuff that was... Because, like, they didn't have to say shit to the original voice actor. The original voice actor was like, I've seen what they've done. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. I'm like, that's cool. He also... He recently did a TEDx thing or a TED Talk or something like that, talking about being known as the guy of the voice of the character that was not the guy from the Netflix series. It was pretty great. I don't know if it was a TED Talk or just a video on YouTube. But,
Adam Driver did a TED Talk.
He did do a TED Talk, because wasn't he in the military?
Yep, he talked about how he went from the military and to
What branch was he, do you remember?
No, he says in the beginning of the video, but I forgot.
I want to say he was Marines.
Don't
quote me on it. I want to say he was Marines.
I do remember he joined right after 9/11 happened, though.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do something for his country.
Yeah.
So that I do remember in the video.
But, yeah, I did not expect to love it as much as I did, and there was some great stuff.
I need to watch that video where he's reading the first chapter.
Yeah, it's so
There's
nice.
apparently another video of the breakdown, I guess, for one of the swords.
Oh, he breaks down one of the swords?
I don't know if it's him or if the person that makes the swords.
Oh, regardless, yeah.
One of the swords gets broken down. I have it saved on my Facebook somewhere.
That's I love you could tell he loves that series so much. You could just tell in his performance.
Yeah.
Everyone was great. And
I was not
loved it.
expecting Yen's backstory to be as
Intense.
upsetting as I was.
And I didn't remember that because I was when that whole shit was happening. I was like,
because I've only played part of 3.
I checked Google to make sure. I'm like, was this what happened? I'm like, yeah, that was her backstory. I'm like, okay.
Well, because originally when the instructor shows up, we
You
thought
that was Yen.
because her personality fit Yen so well. She's this like
at least now we know where Yen gets her energy from, though.
Yeah, and then you find out like Yen didn't start off pretty at all.
Yeah,
she got that on her own.
And we'll get to that when we talk to spoilers. But I fucking loved it. It was pretty great.
TLDR, series was great, and toss a coin to your Witcher is a fucking bop.
Oh my god, I wish we didn't have to unplug the TV because of the computer, but the liner notes for Toss a Coin, where they said that Roach was executive producer of the record,
and Geralt was
his biggest fan and #1 inspiration. It was so beautiful.
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Yeah, special thanks. It was really fucking good. Some of the memes that we can go through though. We don't like to get.
I can't fucking sleep.
So the Super Bowl happened last weekend. You know, congratulations, Kansas City. But in relation to that, I don't usually like getting political, but Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. So the Kansas City Chiefs are from Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, I would have thought that.
Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, gave a big congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs.
You've done your state of Kansas
You've done your
proud.
state of Kansas proud, and you're an example of what America needs right now. Yes, the state of Kansas. That was fucking beautiful.
And then he deleted that tweet and fixed it.
He fixed it, yeah. It's like, it's proof that he runs his fucking Twitter.
I wonder, who would have doubted it?
I know.
But no, like, I wonder who in his campaign went up to him and said, "Sir, they're not actually from Kansas.
They're from Missouri.
They're from Missouri.
Oof.
The state right next to
Kansas. The state
Kansas.
right next to Kansas that also has a Kansas City. That was fucking great.
Well, it's like Owensville too. There are there are like 2 or 3 different Owensvilles.
Weren't they also? Wasn't someone also making a shirt with?
Where the heck is Owensville, Missouri?
No. Someone was making a shirt of the state of Missouri, and it said Kansas City, Kansas on it.
Oh God!
Yeah, it said Kansas City, Kansas. Yes, the state of.
Yes, the state of Kansas.
Yes, the state of Kansas. With just a picture of Missouri, which was fucking funny. They got 2 titles right now. They got the Stanley Cup. They won the Super Bowl. You're like, I just need my cards.
Time for the World Series.
Right. They could have last year, but
3 for 3.
Could have been 3 for 3. That is very true.
It could be this one.
Let's see what other things. Oh, I can't show the videos just because we don't have up there. But there's a trend. Oh. There's a trend going on the internet, specifically the cesspool known as TikTok. I've kept my hatred for TikTok on the DL. We had to scrap a video because it wasn't even funny. It was just vindictive and hateful on my end of me just shitting on people who use TikTok.
There were a few videos that got you though.
The meme ones, it was very hit or miss.
There was one that had you laughing.
There was one that had me laughing. I will give you credit.
God, I wish I remembered.
But the thing is
it was a gem.
That I genuinely do not like TikTok at all. And shit like what I'm about to talk about is part of the reason why people on TikTok are fucking idiots. So May, did you know that guys are now dipping their balls in soy sauce to see if they can taste soy sauce?
Tell me about that.
Initial thoughts?
It came up on my feed on Facebook.
Initial thoughts on that?
Well, I can't say anything. I'm a woman. I don't have balls.
Well, okay, but still, when you hear guys are dipping their balls in soy sauce to see if they can taste anything, I'm like, what is the first thought that comes to your mind?
That comes to your mind?
God damn you. I hate you. I love you and we're going to be getting married, but I hate you right now.
The first thought is I'm laughing because it's funny.
That whole time I was like, this isn't real.
I'm laughing because this initially came from a woman being like, "Hey guys, are you actually able to do this? This is for science. Please tell me.
Please tell me. Please dip your balls in soy sauce." I'm like, are you fucking
serious?
They fucking did. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
This proves that anybody on the internet can say something, and some people are gonna try it out to see if it's legit.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what the gender is.
And they say that you can taste it, but you can't. There's no actual, like...
The doctor even came on and said, if you think you're tasting it, it's because you know what you're expecting.
Because you're smelling it, and smell has taste receptors.
Well, also, like, if you've eaten the food before, you know what it tastes like. If you eat chips on the regular, and you try to see if you can taste the salt, you know what to expect because you've had chips on the regular.
I'm laughing at Romano's comment. She says, eternally laughing in Missouri. And then goes, well, it's better than Tide Pods.
That is true.
Oh, man.
This is the least harmful thing you could probably do.
What's next? Is it going to be the fucking dip your balls in like sriracha to see if you can taste the spice?
I was going to say tapatio.
Oh, both are spicy spice.
Your balls are on fire.
Yeah. Brings a new phrase to Great Balls of Fire. Anyway, so...
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire.
So, to transition from idiotic content to idiotic content, we have to break down our last two videos on Hardest Reset. And idiotic content being the Meat Mountain Challenge video. May, have you had a chance to watch that Meat Mountain Challenge video yet?
No, because I was kind of there, so I...
You were kind of there.
Yeah.
There was some...
The edit's kind of funny.
My favorite edit was Brad... shaking Brad on that burp right on the microphone and the quick zoom out of whoa.
You originally weren't gonna do that.
I weren't gonna do that, and you're like, babe, that'd be funny, but don't overexert yourself. And I'm all, you know what? And you're like, are you gonna do it? You're gonna fucking do it. That was.
And he did it.
That was. I don't remember it being as gross as that was. That was a gross shoot. That was very gross.
To be fair, you're putting a lot of food in your stomach. You have to release that gas somehow.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's going to hurt.
The eating into the microphone. Oh, man. Yeah, it... Oof.
We did put the warning in the beginning, though.
We
this
had
is gross.
to. We really had to put that warning.
This
That
is
was
gross.
bad. It was really gross. But you know what?
You were watching the Raw back.
I was watching the Raw video back for that. And we recorded that during the holidays when we had everyone over for Friendsmas.
When I was sick.
You could hear it in your voice how sick you were that weekend. I want to go back to that Homebrewers episode to kind of see what's going on. Like, see how badly you sounded that Sunday.
Oh, man.
But, that happened. That was disgusting. And then we did the Uno video, which is a short video, but a fun video nonetheless, and we did Uno Dare.
I know it wasn't zeros and sevens, but...
We'll probably do another Uno video.
We'll
do another video. Maybe we'll do it during a live stream or something like that, and we'll satisfy that as well.
We could get Uno on PS4.
Oh, no.
I told you I would do it.
Yeah. You did say that. But I am, as disgusting as it was, I was so proud of that edit on the Meat Mountain video. I was like, man, I'm really happy.
Which one had you the most proud, though? The shake and the zoom out, or the porn music? Which edit are you most proud of in that?
The shake and the zoom out, because the porn music was just slowing down the footage.
The correct answer was yes.
The correct answer was yes. No, my favorite was just that whole spiel. Just that whole video was so much. It was disgusting, but so much fun to edit, though. It was a good edit, and it was a fun video. I died. I haven't wanted to go to Arby's ever since, but that's okay.
A couple weekends from now, you're gonna be like, "Hey guys,
they're gonna
go
be
to Arby's?"
Well, they're gonna be over next week. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do we want to get Arby's?" I'll be like, "I'm thinking Arby's."
Everyone else will be like, "No."
Yeah. I really liked how that video came. It was a good video. I was proud of it, and some upcoming videos to get excited for. We've got the Hildebrandt videos. I can confirm that part 1 is coming on Saturday. This week, I'm going to be filming the footage. I'm probably going to film like 2 or 3 episodes worth, because it's going to be each of the quests is going to be a video, is the way that I'm thinking about it. And it's going to be wild.
How many of these quests are
there? How many of the
lot.
There's a lot.
In
right?
the first patch, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell how many, but there are quite a bit.
It's just going to be an ongoing series.
It is. It's going to be the ongoing Hildebrandt series, yeah.
In every patch besides Shadowbringers, he has quests you can do.
I'm so excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that is going to be the upload of the Homebrewers, which get hyped next weekend.
Take that, Discord.
Yeah, take that, Discord. It was funny because one of the guys was asking about it. We said we finally got a date. Like, oh, awesome! Like they completely forgot that we needed we didn't have a date. Yeah, next Sunday, the 16th of February, is going to be the next episode of the Homebrewers, and I'm excited because if we go late this time, It's okay because I don't have work Monday for President's Day. I'm
It's not
off
okay
Monday.
for Brad, though.
Not okay for Brad. He may be dying at work the next day, but it's for D&D, so I would say it's worth it.
I mean, it's retail. Isn't he already dying?
That's true. Very true. But yeah, I'm super excited. I am super fucking hyped to get more homebrewers. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be hanging out for Valentine's Day weekend. May's going to be gay with Chrissy all weekend long. Content will be there.
Content will be just as gay.
Just as gay. I'm excited, but also I got to be careful for this next session for homebrewers because there's going to be a lot of deep personal shit we're going into. Kind of how the last episode ended. And
you got to keep your emotions in check.
I talked about it personally, but Renfis has kind of become a receptacle of kind of some of the self-reflection and dealing with some of the weird shit in my personal life. And what we're diving into is a lot of my feelings of the trying to be a better person, but continually fucking that up, which is something that to this day I still struggle with. So that's going to be scratching a really fresh wound that's been there for the better part of a decade. Yeah, it's...
I mean, some people say D&D is therapy.
Yeah, and some people say you probably shouldn't have therapy for your first character, but we've all known each other for years. So we all kind of know our ups and downs and our shortcomings and shit we've dealt with.
Also, just with the way the characters progress, you don't know when it's going to be therapy or not.
Yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be very interesting because there's a lot to unpack, and I'm going to definitely keep my emotions in check for the sake of the series, but it's going to be very interesting. But I'm excited. It's going to be I'm guessing it's going to be very RP heavy. We got the whole dragon fight to unpack with. We have the whole thing with Ren to unpack with. We still have some unpacking to do with Chrissy's prior situation and all the shit Amaryllis is hiding from everyone.
That she doesn't really know for sure.
Yeah, there's going to be some group therapy.
That's the tricky thing with her, though, is she doesn't know what all is real and what all isn't. So the fact that she's hiding things, it's not necessarily that she's hiding. She's trying to figure out what's actually real.
It's gonna make for some interesting RP. We're gonna have a really RP heavy session. There's gonna be a lot to unpack.
Just some fun shit.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
D&D is fun, guys.
D&D is fun. I am with you on that. All right, babe. I love you. But okay, well, let me ask. May, do you want to do the Kingdom Hearts spoiler discussion first so you're done? Or do you want us to do our Witcher discussion first and then have her leave for Kingdom Hearts?
Let's get hers out of the way first so that way she can go in her room and play games.
You want to do that?
Okay.
Yeah, that way you can be done with the podcast and I can talk Witcher for as long. All right, go ahead and just set the chair to the side. Mira will be back in a little bit. May, go ahead and move the microphone over there. So... For people, For people who don't want spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind or the hit Netflix series The Witcher, this is where the podcast ends for you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you guys next podcast. We'll see you guys next Sunday for Homebrewers episode 12. And we'll see you on Saturday on the channel for Hildebrand Quest Part 1. Bye, Romano. I know you don't want the spoilers for Remind as well. It's all good. Thank you for joining. So, man, let's talk full spoilers about Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind for a moment. And I'm going to actually... Romano also doesn't want spoilers for Witcher, so that's all good. People are complaining about Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. They're saying Nomura is one of the worst writers of all time. They're complaining that still the Final Fantasy characters were shoehorned in for no fucking reason. They're complaining that the DLC is not worth $30, that it completely made the ending even more convoluted and fucked up. There's shit with that Verum Rex thing, and the character that, was it Dylan Sprouse is voicing is apparently like the main character of that game, apparently. Give me the lowdown of what's going on.
So yeah, the Final Fantasy characters, they don't really explain
They're
where
just
they went.
kind of there.
It just after Sora disappears, it cuts to basically the beginning of the DLC. Riku is hanging out with Terra Aqua, Ven, and then it cuts to a year later, and he's suddenly at Merlin's house from the second game, because Merlin's house is different from the first game to the second game.
Okay.
It's in Hollow Bastion, which is now Radiant Garden in the second game. I'm trying to give you some details because you didn't play it.
Go ahead.
So all of a sudden it says a year later, and Squall, Aerith, Yuffie, and Sid are all just there. It doesn't. It doesn't even say. It doesn't say. Oh yeah, we were gone.
Is it true they're only there for like 5 minutes and then that's it?
Mm-hmm. The only thing is just to show.
They banked on that for the trailer and everyone was hyped.
Basic, because even Christy was asking, it's like, did they explain why the Final Fantasy characters were gone? And I said, at first I told her, I'm not there yet. But then I got to them and I said, honestly, they don't even say. They just said, oh yeah, they're here now. Yeah. So all it is just they show like a good 5 minutes of like you can access Sid's computer to do the data fights, which is basically all of Organization 13 you fight plus Data Riku and Zemnis, or not Zemnis, he's part of Organization 13. Xehanort.
And doing all those fights are how you get the secret
boss, which you fight Yozora. That's the secret boss, but he's like, what?
You said who?
Yozora, the main character of Aram Rex.
Oh, he's the final boss.
He's the secret final boss. Yes, he's the secret final boss.
Voiced by Dylan Sprouse.
Yes, who is really funny on Twitter.
True, very true. Yeah.
He's a nerd like us.
Yeah, he's a hardcore
He cosplayed Howl.
I remember that.
He met his girlfriend.
His girlfriend did Howl and
Sophie.
Sophie,
I thought that was the cutest thing ever.
Really good.
But yeah, basically you've had to beat all 13 of them.
Right.
And to fight Yozora, and then depending on if you win or lose, you'll get an ending. You get a bad ending if you lose, and if you and it's called the good ending if you win. But I can't beat them, so I watched it on YouTube.
It
makes no sense. That ending made no sense to me. I watched it twice.
I was watching when Colin was talking to people about it after it came out. Everyone was asking, was it worth the $30? And he's like, fuck no, it wasn't. It's not worth. He's like, this was maybe $10.
A lot of people, $30. Yeah. The only reason I thought it was worth $30 is because.
Well, now we can get into like some spoiler reasons why. So go ahead.
So you play as Riku for a little bit.
Right. Okay.
You play as Kairi for a little bit. There's a section where you play as Terra, Aqua, Ventus, Axel. You play as all them.
You play as all of them.
And then in the DLC, they have an option in certain fights you can pick which character you want to fight as.
Oh, okay.
So there's one part where you can either pick Sora or Roxas to play as.
Oh,
and so they did that.
Mira will probably fucking love that.
Yeah. The reason.
Which that's her birthday gift, right? I'm gonna remind. Yeah.
I was originally gonna give her $30, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just buy 2 PSN gift cards. One for 20, one for 10.
Nice. You'd be like, can you guess what this is for?
Just be like, here you go. And then I'm going to get her that Critical Role shirt. But
the one that you showed me. Yeah, that's
the one that I want, even though I still don't think I'm a Critical Role fan, but that's neither here nor there.
I told you, all the fans we talked to at ALA and Impulse, when I explained how you're by proxy know about Critical Role because we show you the highlights and stuff because it's a long commitment. Every Critical Role fan is like, that's fair. She's cool. She knows the shit.
But
I'm about to say, all us critters know that it's a very big commitment, and we don't blame people like you. We don't blame like people that don't have the time to commit. Like we don't. We know it's a massive kind of daunting commitment. So, in my book, and to all the critters who I've talked to, when you've come up with conversation, you're just as much of a critter.
Yeah, but I feel okay. Carl,
all right, our Uber's here.
All right, let's go. But I feel what made to me worth it $30 is once you beat the DLC, like the first half. I call it the first half, like the main
because you beat the story part and then you got the boss battles. Yeah.
There's a thing. It's called. I don't remember what it's called, but there's a mode. Once you unlock it, you can take pictures of the characters and you can pose them in funny little poses, some sad poses, and all that stuff.
Makes sense.
So I felt. I honestly.
You felt you got your money's worth.
I did. I felt like I got my money's worth out of that DLC. Yeah. But I know a lot of people. It's a lot of controversy. I'm glad
that you got the DLC because it sounds like to me personally it wouldn't have been worth it. And I've kind of hinted about it, and I've kind of not talked about it per se because I know Mira's sick of me talking about the shortcomings of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to keep that in check, but. When we initially talked, like the full spoilers of Kingdom Hearts 3, I was very forgiving. I was like, it's like a 7.5 out of 10. It was really good. I think the game is maybe 5.5 to 6.
And honestly,
Ooh, shout out to Lucas10 who's now following.
And
Thank you
honestly,
very much.
like, I like Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I started in like middle school with Kingdom Hearts, and
the story is so fucking complicated.
That's the thing is, like, I like it, but even I agree, like, just the story, it makes no sense.
If it wasn't for the fluid gameplay, like, it would have been like the worst game.
Yeah. And it's just, at times for me, it's really hard to keep track because they've made so many main games, then they made side games, and I'm like, what? How does this make sense?
And
like,
Nomura is notorious for kind of putting too many hands into too many cookie jars. Because I
thought it was too many cooks in the kitchen.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen. That's another issue. But, like, no, he has too many hands in different cookie jars because at the same time he was doing 3, he was working on Versus 13, he was working on the 7 remake, and they had to basically tell him, you need to fucking back off a little bit. You need to reprioritize what you're working on.
Speaking of, because you mentioned Versus, so one of the things, like...
Isn't that his kind of middle finger to Square,
that's what a lot of people
allegedly?
are saying. Like, yeah, because, you know, Yozora...
I want to say that's for sure, yeah.
Because Yozora is supposed to be Noctis.
Yeah.
And the thing that just... Okay, so...
Go ahead.
In the good ending, when you beat him, this is why like I said, I watched this twice. It made no sense. So like Sora gets crystallized or something, and then apparently it was all just a dream, and like Yozora was dreaming it up, and I'm like, what? So apparently.
So what all was a dream and what all wasn't?
Exactly. So that's why I don't know if you. I know you don't keep with Kingdom Hearts, but there's a 300-page Google Doc.
Really?
I haven't read it yet. It's called the Sleeping Realm Theory, and it's like this whole thing about encompassing the whole Kingdom Hearts series. Somebody made a big theory. I think you would like it because you like
I love
theories.
those deep dives. I'm the guy that loves behind the scenes stuff, theories and stuff like that.
I will find it for you. Sorry,
fell over. That's okay.
I would say you're going to have to put aside time to read this. Because
that would be like a stream to go through that 300-page document.
It's a 300-page document of just basically somebody saying how Kingdom Hearts is just, it takes place in Sora's dreams. It's not real. And how Kingdom Hearts, they basically got all the games and connected it to this like theory, and it's crazy. I haven't had time to read it. It's long.
I've been wanting to start a series about like looking into like old ARGs and theories of stuff, and kind of that might be a good candidate because that's one of my, I guess I can announce it, that's one of the quiet projects I've been working on, is something I want to do. It's in one part encapsulates getting back into streaming, but in one part's working on, because I love like learning about like old ARGs, like Halo's I Love Bees ARG, but then 21 Pilots, before their most recent record Trench came out, they had a whole fake website that was called the Dema site that had the backstory for the concept record, and kind of going through all of that crazy stuff, which the site would damn, sorry, I'm hearing all the wind. Shout out to Eduardo, oh boy, I'm not gonna, Eduardo ACGF, who just threw in follow and said hi, hello, nice to see you. But the thing is, it's like, I love shit like that. I love looking at like I can lose hours in Lost Media Wiki. I can lose so much time looking at like old backup.
That's me with TV tropes.
Yeah,
that's
like you with TV tropes, absolutely.
When I beat a game, that's like I go on TV tropes, I just eat that shit up.
Yeah, and I love that. But like that, you're right. I want to read that document now.
I'll find it for you and show you. Like I said, I need to set aside time to read it because it's long. It's like I said, 300 pages of like this whole theory, how like Kingdom Hearts 3 is like taking place in a dream and stuff.
Oh,
and
man.
It's just so
it's a wild ride from beginning to end.
It's just the ending of that DLC just confused the hell out of me, because I don't know where they're going to be going with it, because now like in the secret ending, Riku and Sora, they're in Shibuya. Which, and where
that's where people theorize they were in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan, and they're where The World Ends With You takes place, because they keep like, they said they were going to make a sequel, like it's open for a sequel, The World Ends With You, but they never did it. So a lot of people are theorizing, is this going to be a sequel to The World Ends With You, like unofficially?
That'll be interesting.
But yeah, it was just weird. It makes no sense, because Riku's there somehow, Sora's there.
Yeah. Let me check.
Sora's there.
I'm going to check the chat right now. Frenchie on the track says hello. And Eduardo, I hope I get this name right. And even if this is a meme, I'm totally fine with memes. Say hello to Chira Pinto, who says hello. I will say hello to them. I probably fucked up that pronunciation. I don't does words good at all. But anyway, so you feel that the DLC for Kingdom Hearts reminded
I felt like I got my money's worth. It kind of, after I beat Kingdom Hearts, I put the game on the shelf, because I was
that happens.
And then, I was like, oh, that's what I was waiting for mainly was that DLC because I wanted to see what they were going to add to it.
Oh, yeah. I totally get you.
Yeah, I beat it, and now I'm just going back and replaying the game, like getting trophies and stuff. But I felt it was worth the $30.
Mira started replaying it when Remind came out. She's like, I can't play it. I should be able
but
to
I know
soon.
there's a lot of people just they
There's
feel it
a lot of people complaining
worth
$30
about it, and just a lot of people were upset, and they
It
just
doesn't sound like it'd be worth it to me, but as long as it was worth it to you and you didn't feel like you wasted money, that's
if anything, I say if you wanted to play it, you could just always borrow my PS4 because it's on there.
That's
and you
true.
could just play it if you were curious, or you can even look it up online.
On the opposite end, I'm ready to drop the $20 for Lost Legacy for Uncharted because I'm loving the series so much. I know, but I'm saying that I'm willing to drop the money on that, even though you have it.
I'll say I'm the one that ended up paying like full price for that game. I paid $40 because originally I wasn't going to.
Right.
Because I was like, it's about Nadine and Chloe. I'm like, I don't care about them. And then it wasn't until Kitty she posted that Sam's in there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
love
okay.
Sam.
Sam is my favorite Uncharted character.
Yeah.
So as soon as she
Troy
said,
Baker,
like, he's there, I was like, okay, I have to.
Yeah.
But the DLC. I thought it was a good use of my time. I don't know how long I spent. I know some people
you spent a few hours. You did spend a good few hours.
It's not long, I will say that.
Right.
But
I get
it took quite a bit of time, and I enjoyed it.
That's good.
It wrapped up the story for me, but the ending still makes no sense.
I totally get you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frenchie on the track, who not only threw in a bit, but also threw a follow to the channel as well. Thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and transition. Or anything else you want to say about Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind before we get Mira in here to talk spoilers for Witcher?
No, that's it.
We're good? Alrighty, go ahead and grab her. I'm going to stay here. May, thank you very much for joining us. Everyone, that is May. She is at Cannoli May on Twitter. She is at May Gusta, MEII Gusta on Instagram. Cannoli May is basically cannoli and MEI at the end. But yeah, she is going to. What are you gonna end up doing?
Me?
Yeah. You gonna go to the bathroom? Sounds about right. Sounds good. Alrighty, so as we're transitioning right now, we're about to get into some spoiler discussion with me and my fiance Mira, and I say it like that because we got new people in the chat.
Oh yeah, we got new people following.
We got new people following the channel. So we are swapping out because Mira has not played the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
Yeah.
But we got to get into the nitty gritty.
I was blasting music, so I wouldn't.
What were you blasting?
What do you think?
Well, what song?
Motionless and
There were like 3 songs.
Motion City soundtrack, right?
No.
MCR.
Yep.
Helena?
I got through like 3 songs before I got the knock.
Helena?
Nope.
Teenagers.
No.
Good choice.
Black Parade. Welcome to the Black Parade.
On that album, but no.
I don't know anymore.
Mama.
Nope.
Oh no.
I was
House of Wolves.
No.
Fuck.
Oh.
Dead.
Yes, that was one of
Dead
them.
was one of them. Was The End there too? So The End, Dead. It was the first 3 tracks. And
That was those 2.
Okay, and then did you just?
And then one more.
Did you go through This Is How I Disappear? Is it still on that record? Cancer.
Nope.
Fuck.
That would have made me too sad, yo.
Famous Last Words.
Nope.
Fuck.
Too sad.
You already said no to Teenagers. Sleep.
No.
Fuck. Good night. Yeah.
Sleep. Good night.
Disenchanted.
No. I almost did though.
Sharpest Lives.
Nope.
Which song?
I Don't Love You.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've only been
one.
You've only been singing that all week this week. All right. So we are talking. Romano's not in the chat because she doesn't want spoilers for the Witcher Netflix series. Let's talk our full spoiler discussion of The Witcher. So we talked earlier in the non-spoiler section of this podcast about how we were surprised.
Did Romano stay for the Kingdom Hearts chat?
No, she left before we jumped into Kingdom Hearts.
Made sure. Makes sense. Didn't know if she had played the DLC.
The timeline thing, and I said earlier on the podcast, timeline thing is my only complaint. Because you're seeing in the first episode that the city has fallen.
This is basically one of those things of like they hope you've read the source material going into it, which kind of sucks in a way because a lot of people didn't have access to the books. Like, I know with me, like when I started working at the library, which I don't anymore, sadly. But when I first started working there, that was one of the books I had looked up because it was on my list of things to find.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was one copy of the third book.
Yeah.
And that was it. But now with this series coming out,
it's
on Netflix,
like booked up everywhere.
Now suddenly all the books are there, and everyone's got them
them
on request. So I'm like, right now I'm like, to put it in perspective, I am 12 of 23.
Ooh, yeah.
So a lot of people are looking for these books now.
There's 11 people ahead of you trying to get that, yeah.
And basically, when I get that book, I'm going to have to dedicate my time to read it.
You got a marathon, yeah.
Other people are going to want to read it, and I won't be able to renew it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay. It's okay. But I would say, yeah, my only complaint about it was the weird, because, like, you have episode 1, the timeline is fallen, but then you get to, like, episode, I think is 4, with Siri's parents, and the law of surprise when that gets introduced, and we're like...
I thought it was 6.
Was that 6? No.
I know people said episode 6 is when it gets really
Episode
weird.
6 was... I want to say... Here, I'm going to bring up... Here. It's... Here.
We're going to bring up
Witcher
the episode list.
Timeline.
No, bring up the episode list.
And I'm going to bring up...
that usually has a summary of what's going on in each episode.
The Witcher series.
Also, we can, like, tell from how it's structured what they were doing.
Someone
with the
asked
timeline.
what order should I watch the series in for chronological. Frenchie threw in another
Good question.
bit. Thank you very much.
The only thing that we did was I've only played part of the 3rd game. Have you played any more of that?
I watched some of 1.
Because I'm borrowing 3 from you.
I watched some of 1. I played 2 and I played 3.
Okay.
So
did you beat those 2?
2 I didn't think I beat, but I watched the ending of the game.
Okay.
3 I fucking spent almost 200 hours beating that game.
You beat that game.
I fucking hardcore beat that game.
The furthest I got was Skellige.
True,
And
yeah.
I got stuck in an area, and I was just like... I let it sit somewhere for a little while, and then I was just like, okay, I want to eventually restart it. And this was before...
Yes, it is.
Netflix.
Episode 4 is of Banquets, Bastards, and Burials.
It is 4.
It is episode 4, yeah.
So yeah, to anybody asking what order to read shit in chronological order, I'm sure there's a guide online. We have no idea. I prefer reading books in chronological order, so I'm gonna go in the order that they're numbered.
Yes.
Unless I'm told that I have to read it a certain way.
Map of the continent. I'm loading up the timeline right now.
Mine is just like a stickler thing. I have to read things in numerical order.
It took me a moment to realize that Jaskier was Dandelion. And as soon as we realized I was Dandelion, I'm like, are you fucking
Because I was sitting there like,
kidding me?
This makes me think of Dandelion, but at the same time, he's
like,
going by a different name.
Alright, yeah, that's Dandelion.
And then I looked and it's like, no, that's the Polish version of his name.
That is,
Jaskier. And I was just like,
well,
you little bastard.
You crafty bitch.
You sneaky little bastard.
So the timeline,
But yeah, that's just my recommendation for reading it. Like,
yeah. The episode 1 time where he finds that she was told to kill that woman, that's the very first thing in the timeline.
that was in episode 1.
That was in episode
So
1, yeah.
That was in order.
Oh wait, no, I am fucking dumb. I gotta go all the way back.
Okay, well, regardless, like, as confusing as it is to watch it all out of order,
Yeah.
it is kind of cool because then, like, as you go further in, things start to fill into the gaps that you're missing.
Yeah.
And so it's, like, cool to, like, see what you may have missed in the episodes that you watched and, like, to harken back to it, and you're just like, oh, so now this makes more sense. It's confusing the first time you watch it.
Let's see.
I'm sure this is one of those series that, like, you probably need to rewatch it a few times.
The first thing that happened in the series, I mean, this makes sense, is Yennefer being plucked from her home. That is canonically the first thing that happens.
Which is weird, because Geralt is technically older.
Can I say that the crazy part about that was not remembering that Yennefer was a cripple, basically?
Yeah, she was kind of deformed.
She was deformed, yeah. And,
because at first, like I said earlier, we thought the instructor that
came
in, we thought that was Yen, and then the girl basically said, no, my name is Yennefer, and we're just like,
oh boy,
so this is
yeah.
Yen. That was a 180 I didn't expect.
I'm just kind of going through. There's a bunch of events and stuff. Jaskier was born in 1222.
Someone said he's like 41 or something.
He's 41, yeah. It's pretty wild.
But yeah,
Geralt
is the oldest one of the trio, like the main trio.
Oldest.
Which is weird, because Yennefer's thing being first, it seems kind of weird.
I'll tell you one of my favorite things is making the connection at the end of the episode that it was Ciri. Mm-hmm. That at the end of the first episode, and we're like, oh, I hope that's Ciri, and then they name drop Ciri. I'm like, oh! Cirilla. I was like, that's Ciri. You were the first one who goes, that's Ciri!
Yep.
That's Ciri! I'm like, yes!
Because
Yeah.
I was even asking you. I was like, is this Siri? Because she's a little kid in the beginning of it.
Yeah, I was just like...
And you're like, I don't know.
I don't remember. I couldn't remember, but yeah, that was Siri.
We also didn't know if they were going in that route for Siri. Because she looked like what Siri would look like as a child.
As a child, yeah.
And then it's just like, she has that sass that Siri has.
Yeah.
The timeline fits. Is this Siri?
Is this Siri?
And then Cirilla got name dropped. And we're just like, this is Siri. Our answers.
Yeah.
Our answers are here.
Shout out to Joshua. Oh, man. I'll just say Joshua. I'm not going to fuck up the last name. Who says, oh, discussing The Witcher. Yes, we are.
We're also pretty noobish.
I had to bring up the timeline and it was chugging the computer a little bit.
To refresh, I've only played part of the third game.
I watched the first game get played. I played 2 and I marathon and like obliterated 3.
I'm requesting the books at the library.
You're requesting the books at the library.
I'm gonna work my way through.
But yeah, I completely forgot that was Yennefer's backstory.
I didn't know.
Completely forgot that the reason why like her and Geralt are kind of the
way they are.
Yeah, so Joshua just said, I saw one episode, that's it. I was confused, haven't played. Games are great. I will say...
3 is really good from what I got through.
The older games have a unique combat style, don't get me wrong. But 3 definitely kind of refines it. And even though, like, there's the first...
a reason why that
3,
one is coming
I would
to
say
Switch.
3 is a good jumping off point because it gets you into the world. It does an okay job kind of, hey, remember this person? Here's why this person's important.
I will say there is one section in the third game where when you're having Geralt get cleaned up for that meeting or whatever, and they ask you the questions about things that have happened.
That's right.
If you didn't play the games beforehand, you have no idea.
You have no idea, yeah.
Because I was clueless. I was just
it had been years since I'd played the last game, so I kind of didn't remember some of that shit.
I was sitting there like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know what event they're talking about. I'm just gonna have to
just go with this. Yeah.
I either had to basically Google everything, or I was gonna have to just pick the option that seemed more like towards my personality.
Right, yeah.
Was I going to be more diplomatic with Geralt? Was I going to be more violent with him?
True,
Which way was I going?
But, yeah,
This sounds bad.
I'm so surprised at how much I love the series. I love that we got Ciri's backstory and I'm blanking on the elf boy that helps her out.
Dara,
I'm so glad Dara was in it.
Yeah, because I remember Dara getting name dropped in 3, and I was just sitting there like, oh, Dara, her friend?
Yeah.
Asterisk,
yeah. It was good seeing Triss. I love Triss. Triss is the best.
You're still sad that they didn't sleep together, though.
I am so sad. He made a mistake. He slept with Yennefer. He should have slept with Triss.
But hey, season 2, we might get Vasimir.
Oh, and Mark
Uncle
Hamill.
Vasimir.
Mark Hamill has been saying for years he's wanted to be Vasimir, and I was like, please? That
Hamill
actually would
Vasimir.
be Hamill for Vasimir. That would be fucking great.
I just want Uncle Vasimir.
I don't care who they actually end up casting.
He had such fucking sass in 3.
I want Vasimir. I'm totally cool with that. Let's see. Let's just kind of wrap it because we could talk forever about Witcher. I don't want to be here too long. There's a lot to break down. Timelines to kind of get through. Favorite moments of the series for season 1.
Ooh. The whole Law of Surprise episode was
that
good.
Was. And the way that they kind of tied the Law of Surprise in, and
with
him getting thrown in prison when the castle fell, and kind of like, because I think one of us had asked him to play, where's Geralt during all of this? And then you see him get arrested because he didn't even want to take the Law of Surprise, but that's how fate works. Fate's kind of a bitch like that.
He did throw the comment at the banquet, though. It's like, promise me your firstborn child or whatever.
He's like,
he did throw the comment out there, and Fate took it and went, okay, it's done.
Law of Surprise. And the only reason why he wanted to invoke his Law of Surprise is like, she's not safe. I want her to be safe, and I will bring her back.
It's like, I am a Witcher. This world is not safe.
Yeah.
If you think for a moment she's not going to be safe, I will take her.
It definitely, at the beginning of the series, you felt very sympathetic towards the grandma. But when you got that context and you resaw those scenes, I'm kind of like, oh, she had this coming. She had it coming to her.
Yeah, but she still wanted to try and keep her safe.
She did.
Look at what happened to her daughter.
She did. Don't get me wrong.
Like, I understand that. Because part of it is...
It's definitely more of a gray area.
Part of it is you lose your family. You lose your child.
Yeah.
You want to keep whatever is attached to the
whatever
child
is attached
close
to, the child
you.
Close, yeah.
Especially because that's family.
Yeah, I totally get you on that. Any scene with Yaskar's fucking
I can't fucking sleep.
When he was saying toss a coin to your Witcher, a valley of penis. When his
Valley
dick
of Plenty, Valley of Penis.
Penis! Getting fucking dick grabbed.
By Yen.
That was fucking funny.
Him looking in on Geralt and Yen, though.
It's like, yeah, I think they're fine.
Are they really? No, walk away.
Walk away. That was...
No, the one guy had to pull Jaskier away. Because Jaskier was looking through the window and he's like, no.
Let them have their moment, yeah.
They thought Geralt was dead.
Well,
he's fine.
can I just say
He's
that
fine.
Jaskier was a fucking moron for pissing off the djinn?
Yeah.
Should not have done that. What have we learned? Don't fucking piss one of those things off. Let's see. There's a lot. I was surprised at how much I loved it.
Any scene with Ciri was really cool.
Yeah, a lot of that.
I cannot wait until she gets older.
Yeah.
So we can see, like, Witch Hunter Ciri.
Like, they kept missing each other, and at the very end, when they finally see each other, I'm all, thank God!
They're in the same scene!
They're in the same scene! They're finally together, thank God.
And then at the end, she's like, who's Yennefer? Oh.
The wrong romance option. That's the answer.
Aww. Hey, now, come on. She was really good.
She was good. Triss is better, though.
Especially the final battle. That scene was really fucking cool.
I will give you credit. That whole
she literally
final
let her
battle
rage
episode,
go.
That was fucking cool. That was,
like, Triss has her own specialties in what she does with magic.
She got fucking fucked up, dude. When she got burnt.
But Yen, like, being told, let all that hatred and anger go.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw what that did.
That was insane.
That's a lot of hatred and anger to hold on to.
Years of shit she had to...
That's basically her entire life.
Yeah.
Being put into
being not valued by
a
her
thing
parents.
of fire.
Yeah, that was... Oof. It was crazy. It was good. We could talk about it forever and try to make sense of the timeline. Was there anything else you want to say about The Witcher before we end?
I always liked Ciri whenever I was playing 3.
Yeah.
She's...
Ciri's
At this point, Ciri is my favorite, and I really hope if we do other games with her, I want her to be a main focus, because that would be so cool.
Red just renewed the license, so you never know.
So cool.
You never know.
Wasn't expecting to like Henry Cavill.
Yeah, same.
I understand Yennefer a lot better now.
Same, yeah.
And Jaskier. Just...
all of Jaskier. Jaskier is...
I will say, though, like, the way these scenes were choreographed and everything.
Yeah.
Like, the battles were really cool.
The stunt choreography was incredible.
The use of the spells was really cool.
The spells felt natural.
Especially Ard.
Ard was really cool to see. It was cool seeing all those spells I've used in the game in that series, and it didn't feel...
especially the spell, or the episode with the dragon.
Oh, that episode was so good! That was good. Can I say I was glad that the dwarves got the money, though? I loved the dwarves in that episode so fucking much. I was just like, these guys...
relatable.
I was like, these guys are telling it as it is. I fucking love these guys. Hell yeah. I'm totally down 10 out of 10. I'll sign up for your pamphlet.
I will say any scene with Jaskier had us laughing. Hard.
I couldn't breathe in some of those scenes. It was so good. It was good. Yeah, it was fantastic.
But the song. Yeah, the song.
Yeah, the song. Anytime Geralt is talking to someone, he's disproving everything. He's like, but the song says, like, the song lied.
Anytime Geralt sighs deeply.
Or says fuck.
Anytime he says fuck. Anytime he just groans. It's very in character.
Very Geralt.
He did that role so well.
He was born to play Geralt, and I'm so
That's
happy.
Crazy.
I'm so happy. It was so good. So
TLDR, good series.
Good series. Cannot wait for season 2. Sucks we gotta wait till 2021.
Hey, if we're waiting for that level of quality,
yeah,
I'm
totally down. I'm totally down to wait. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this spoiler discussion. We totally didn't get to say it earlier, but something you can look forward to. I think our next spoiler cast might end up being Castlevania Season 3, which comes out next month. Oh, I'm so happy that's coming early March. It's going to be so good.
And I'm also getting back into streaming.
You're getting back into streaming? Oh,
so,
yeah.
Witcher may or may not be
Witcher
there.
3 may or may not be a game that she plays. So
we're going to have to look and see if Twitch is okay with that.
We've been horrible with getting back into streaming, but since you've currently got the downtime, you're going to be streaming again. We're going to make the full announcement next Sunday during Homebrewers as we kind of iron out the details, but stay tuned.
I might do some like low streaming in the meantime.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see
start getting back into the swing of things, but That'll be kind of like the soft open, and we'll have like the hard start on the streaming again.
For that, I might do like, oh god, I don't know what I might play. I could do Sims, even though that kind of chugs my PS4 a little bit.
Yeah. You never know.
We got Dream Daddy.
We'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
I got Persona 5.
And
now
then,
that the ban is finally gone.
And then, then I can finally say that one of the things I'm working on is a series kind of investigating like old ARGs and old lost content and stuff like that. And
we also
that's going to be one part streaming, which will get me back into streaming and stuff like that, kind of like looking into stuff. And it's going to eventually turn into a series that I'm working on for Hardest Reset as well. It's kind of been one of my quiet projects I've been working on.
We also have a Dream Daddy episode we
have that Dream Daddy video we got to do. We
got to see if that can actually happen.
We got the Hildebrandt quests. We got a lot to dive into.
We got some D&D stuff coming
We got D&D stuff. You've got You've got a one shot that you are wanting to bring back. I've got a one shot that's going to be part 2 of the story of the last one shot. That'll be coming up. That'll be a lot of fun. Your one shot.
I've got to do some sort of prep.
You and I are going to be. There's going to be a month or two because Chrissy doing Ren Fair that we may have some downtime. Which is when I'm looking to have those one-shots kind of be a substitute for.
God, I'm so excited for Ren Fair.
Ren Fair is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm slowly working on something for Renfus to actually finally do him proper. And that'll be a lot of fun. You can definitely expect some more Final Fantasy XIV content coming soon because patch 5.2 is coming out this month.
I may or may not do something for Demaya for Ren Fair.
May or may not do something for Demaya. That would be really fun.
Either Amaryllis again or Demaya.
That would be cool. I'm excited.
Demaya would be really fun.
That'd be fun, yeah. So look for it. There's a lot of cool stuff. And tune in. We're going to have a bunch of those announcements. We're going to have more information on next Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So as Yoshi P would say, please look forward to it.
Also, enjoy other games.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Brad.
Yeah. Anyway.
The last one was for Brad.
Thank you guys so much. We love you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you guys next time. So, till then.
Bye.
See you later.